symptoms. If you're living with diabetes or high blood pressure, you may be more vulnerable. Knowing your risk is a simple first step. Taking 1 minute now could help you stay healthy. Visit areyouatrisk.ca. That's areyouatrisk.ca. A message brought to you by the Kidney Foundation of Canada.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our number one selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
The weather doesn't care about your shift or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable, water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all 3 of our Edmonton job site Workwear locations.
Job site Workwear, tough giver, tough job.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
Niels Lundqvist, who has disappeared down the depth chart of being the postseason the past few years, right now he's a top 4 team for Dallas.
New coach, new eyes, new opportunity for him. He's taking advantage.
Duchesne, the wheel around move. Backhand. Wow. Matt Duchesne. That was poetic. 7-2 Dallas.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Franklin with one man back. But driving the net. Scores! What? An unbelievable goal by William Eklund. Wow!
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Gildas Alexander. Crowd anticipating. Fires and hits. An incredible streak puts SGA into the record books. 127 consecutive games, scoring at least 20 points as he passes the great Will Chamberlain.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul 624, Friday, March the 13th. Ooh, the weekend is here, so let's tear up the old pea patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Playlist Friday. Get your requests in this morning. Get them in. The Duke will get them on. Any song you want for an intro song, a walk-up song, whatever you want to call it, and we'll gladly see if we can help you out here on a Friday morning. And again, March the 13th. Ooh, where the Oilers were mollywopped last night in Dallas, 7-2, but they got a chance tonight to close out this road trip in St. Louis and pick up 3 out of 4 wins, which would be a highly successful road trip. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on your morning drive on a Friday or wherever you're heading out on a Friday morning. Really appreciate you are with us and spending some time with us here in Sports 1440 AM. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like, a subscription. We're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And as always, we're streaming on the many services out there like iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, even on Sports 1440. .ca. And if you miss any part of the show, you can catch up by searching it where all the podcasts hang out on Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Yep. Oilers got walloped yesterday in Dallas. We're not prepared to start the game. We're behind. They were behind very quickly and never recovered. Showed a little spunk to get back into the game, but not near enough. And the goaltending was not even close, not even close to being good enough. Hey, let's welcome in our Monday and Friday co-host. I got to get this right now. Grey Cup champion from 2015, all-decade team for the Double E. I believe the CFL too, but these all-decade teams. They're starting to stack up because now it's the U Sports all-decade team as well.
I didn't say that. I didn't say all-decade. I just said second team all-Canadian.
Oh, second team all-Canadian. So again, this is for U Sports at the University of Manitoba. So good morning, Eddie Steele.
KK, how are you, baby?
Very good today. Very good.
Good to be with you.
Feeling good. Looking
groovy.
groovy.
Looking real groovy, baby.
I'm adding a little color to the program.
It's not spring yet.
Well, I'm trying to get spring going.
Got the color.
Like, listen, I'm trying to get spring going in. Trying to get it rolling here. We got 2 more days of crap weather, and then Sunday I think it turns around, and I think we're done after that, right? So,
what's the event? You got an event or what?
No,
I just feeling good.
I was like, after
purple.
my compliments yesterday for the shirt I wore, and Ladislav Schmid said I look very European. I thought, you know what? And I got a nice shirt picked out for St. Patrick's Day on
of
Tuesday.
Course you do.
So.
Of course you do. I thought you were just a low-key Vikings fan celebrating the Kyler Murray signing.
Yeah, well, you got to be happy about that because now you guys got a quarterback.
Yeah, it's a body. Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
he's a good quarterback.
Serviceable.
He is
Serviceable.
Yeah,
So,
he is.
anyway, you watched the game last night?
Of course I did, man.
Didn't watch
Wasn't
too
much of a game, but
I'll tell you what. You know what? At the end of the second period, when Connor McDavid got into that brouhaha, and I really thought, I saw Connor, that shot of Connor and Leon in the penalty box to start the third. I went, you know what? I think these guys could come back and make this a game. And then that power play goal by Jamie Benn, and it's lights out.
Yeah, that was it. Game over.
But I honestly thought because of them kind of galvanizing, coming together, and the captain doing that, and everything else that happened there, and he was involved. I mean, he hit Sam Steele earlier. He went at it with Myers, got a penalty on that, and then with Ritzkovian there. So I thought, honestly, Eddie, but then
if they could have got within,
you get through that
extra
kill
goal.
the penalty. Kill the penalty.
You get
first.
the third goal, and then we'll talk. But yeah, that penalty was deflating so early as well. But the penalty that McDavid took
on
Myers, not a big fan of it.
What? Oh, the penalty that he got
Connor.
called?
Yeah, that Connor.
Oh, well, he just punched him in the back.
Yeah,
of the head.
I know. It was just his frustrations boiled over. He ran into Myers, and he had the physical play at the net on that shift too.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd he blow up? Sam Steele, I believe.
Sam Steele. So that's
very
so he hit
physical.
Steele and then Myers. Yeah.
But the Myers, he went at him once, and Myers didn't even budge.
Well,
went at him again.
It's like he's flipping away a mosquito.
Exactly. So why go at him again and take a bad penalty? That's my thought process. He
You know
already
what?
kind of
I
ragdolled
don't-
you. He looked at you and laughed after the hit.
I think nothing of that, to be honest with you, because I mean, all the crap that he takes on a nightly basis. So
Totally. But
I was surprised to get called, to be honest with you. You thought it was a penalty?
no, it was weak.
Yeah,
but
I
I
thought it was a
also
weak
thought it
penalty.
was Connor just
Frustrated, you're
of
losing.
course letting it boil over.
No, you're getting
Wrong
pounded.
guy. I know, but wrong guy. It's just man, Myers laughed at him.
Well, sure.
It was he did nothing to Myers. Go run another guy into the boards like you did Steele.
To me, that
Don't
is-
go after the biggest dude and do nothing.
I think it's fine that he did that, Eddie. I think it's irrelevant what happened in the game. That
That was in that moment though. That was my thought.
Oh,
It's
really?
like I just thought it was funny. You going up? I'm gonna come and get you. Myers just laughs him off.
wow. But Myers is 6'8", 250 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just think
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I think it's great that a guy shows that. Your captain saying like, you know what?
The
I'm
first
pissed
one,
off here.
the first one was good, but then he went back a second, and then the third is when he got the penalty. The third is when he
That's
swings
fine,
at him.
Eddie. I don't know. This out of all the things to talk about yesterday, that was like
I'm
number
not-
100 on my
I'm
list.
not nitpicking. I'm
Yeah.
just thought that it was kind of funny that his frustrations boiled over and probably a little too much.
As I said, out of the 50 things to talk about in the game yesterday, that was like about number 50 on my list, I'd say. So
It wasn't high on mine, but it was a point in time we were talking about.
but again, so Tristan Jarry, a poor performance.
Terrible.
And I mean, the third goal, I think, was the worst one out of them all. The fifth one, I mean, that sealed it as well to make it 5-0 at that point. Give the Oilers a little bit of credit for making a game of it on goals by Bouchard and Dickinson to make it 5-2. But, I mean, the Oilers were loose all in front of Jarry as well. But Jarry didn't make anything yesterday. So,
Yeah, that fifth, both the third and fifth The Robertson ones, third off the rush, posting in, and then the spin.
Yeah,
That was filthy. That spin, bad goal.
I don't know. Like, I mean, and the good thing is that Ingram will go tonight. And also, here's the other thing that, this is a tough back-to-back. So you're in Dallas. You get to St. Louis or whatever time. But the Blues played in Carolina last night. In Carolina. So it's a longer flight from Raleigh to St. Louis than it is from Dallas to St. Louis. So the Oilers would actually get back to St. Louis or get to St. Louis before ahead of the Blues.
That's wild.
Which is kind of crazy. That's a tough.
Where do you come out with the Oilers just being so flat?
Okay, well, they were flat, but you also have to look at Dallas here. And I mean, think about this, Eddie. The Stars, for the last 2 years, the Oilers have taken them down in the playoffs. For the most part, this is the same group. Rantanen didn't play last night too, and that's big. But this year, you think about it, like they beat the Oilers 8-3 in November. And they also beat them last night 7-2. So those are two very convincing wins. The other game was 4-3 in a shootout or overtime, whatever it was. But Dallas simply wanted that game more. Dallas is trying to catch Colorado here. And they're right on the heels of the Avalanche. So
it's just slightly disappointing seeing that effort that they put forth against Colorado, because they got it in them.
Mm-hmm.
And then to regress back to just getting so severely outskated in the first period against Dallas, it's just tough. How do you go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde so quickly, one game to the next?
Well, again, the Colorado game, Colorado plays a different style than Dallas too. Dallas is a bigger physical team. Like if you look at that,
they're bruisers.
Think about that defense pairing between Myers and Bichelle. Like
it's huge.
Well, it's the biggest defense pairing.
It has to be.
We were talking yesterday to Sam Nessler from DLLS Sports in Dallas. It has to be the biggest pairing. He brought up Zdeno Chara. So if Zdeno Chara was with a 6'6" guy, that's the only thing.
That'd be
I could think back in the day, like when the Penguins were really, really, really good and won those back-to-back Stanley Cups, they had the Samuelsons. And that was people talk about, Mario and Yager and all that, but they put the Samuelsons, Shell and what's the other guy's name? They weren't related or whatever, but they put the Samuelsons on, and they were big, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and they dominated. You couldn't get past them. That's what they're hoping here.
Can't coach size, man.
Yeah.
Ben's filthy too.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's filthy vet.
Yeah,
just like Radko, Duke's boy.
Radko
Greasy.
Gudas takes down Austin Matthews. Think about that. If you're a Toronto Maple Leafs and no one does anything.
We've harped on the Oilers team toughness.
Man.
That was on a whole nother planet, KK.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So Gudas is going to get suspended here. We'll see how long, how many games. But, I mean, the whole team's just looking around and going, oh, captain's down. Captain's down.
Oh, it makes me... I'm not a hockey guy, but just seeing that makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, yeah. Connor McDavid's streak ended at 19 games on the road with a point. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne. Kevin just said, Ulf, Samuelson. I couldn't get it. Thanks, Kevin, for texting in. It was Shell and Ulf, the two of them, and they were just savages on the back end for Pittsburgh.
Where are they from?
Sweden. They were Swedes, but they were tough Swedes.
Yeah.
Welcome in the Duke of Delburne. Good morning, Duke.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you doing this fine morning? Did you have a late game last night, or?
No, I was purely couch bound last night watching the Ducks lose in Toronto, which was disappointing. Watched the Oilers lose in Dallas, which was a little bit more to be expected. Watched SGAs make some NBA history. So I was bouncing around on a whole bunch of different things. Obviously, a very busy night in the NHL, but quite a bit of action across the association as well. So yeah, good night to be at home on the couch.
127 consecutive games for
Is that
SGA,
good?
20 plus points. We've talked more about Will Chamberlain here in the last week or two than we ever have. We never even talked about the off-court shenanigans, Eddie.
Wilt the stilt.
Oh man. So what did you see that live?
Oh yeah.
About with Gudas and Matthews?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
it was very much like what you guys said. You're kind of like waiting for some sort of reaction because the Leafs, there was a fight off the opening face-off of the hockey game. Michael Pezzetta was making his Leafs debut. He dropped the gloves with Jeff Viel as they dropped the puck on the game. So it's like, okay, cool, good for you. You're making a statement. First game with the Leafs, called up from the Marlies, good for you. And then later in the game, you see your captain take one of the most egregious knees that you'll see in the sport, and he's laying there on the ice for minutes, and nobody so much as gives him a second look. Listen, Gudas is a tough customer, maybe one of the toughest in the NHL.
Yeah.
But that lack of response, and then later as the game progressed, you saw a little bit of pushback from some Leafs players like Max Domi's going after Beckett Seneca, things like that. The Leafs get the last laugh in it because they score 3 times on the 5-minute power play, and that sends them on route to winning the hockey game. Two big points lost for the Ducks to a Toronto team is terrible. They're really bad. So, and from the suspension point, listen, as somebody that's rooting for the Ducks on a night-to-night basis, I hope he gets suspended. He's not good. He's the team captain, and I think if he wasn't
that he's the captain.
If he wasn't the team captain, I said this to Schlemmer, and I were texting a little bit about it last night. Said it to some of my boys in a group chat. If he wasn't the team captain, when Karlsson joins this team and is in the lineup, he would be the team 7th defenseman. Like, I would be playing both Ian Moore, who was back played forward last night, or Drew Hellison over him on the right side nearly every single night.
Well, you might get your wish now for
the next
couple of weeks.
What do you think Berube said?
Oh, I think.
Don't worry. I don't want you to get fired. Don't.
Well, he would have said quite a bit, but I think he's so frustrated, and because the way that the Chief played is like, I mean,
that wasn't it.
He's going, I don't understand what I just saw. So that's what we're looking at there. Should mention Josh Fenwick with us today. Brought in some sandwiches, some breakfast sandwiches.
Came through.
You're happy about that?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
He's a good teammate.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
I mean, he's sitting over there pretty quiet this morning, though.
That's all it comes down to.
Not saying much.
But he's here.
A stoic look on his face.
He's here. Had to drop $30. That's good gas money to him.
Well, we just got to give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Coming up on the big program, we'll have Jason Gregor with us after the break. Usually shows up on a Friday morning to discuss last night's Oilers game and some other topics of conversation. Mark Spector will check in at 8 o'clock. We'll go in or out with Eddie Steele in that 8 o'clock hour too. Paul Sir from Hoop City will check in at 9:20. We got Levi Weaver from The Athletic, covers Major League Baseball and obviously the World Baseball Classic. We've got the United States taking on Canada tonight in Houston. It is a 6 o'clock start our time. Mike Soroka will be starting for the Canadians, and you know the Americans are going to be some kind of PO'd after, well, first how they played against Italy, and then even the premise before what they thought were the implications of the game. So it'll be USA and Canada. The Canadians have beaten the USA before, but this is a whole different ball of wax for sure. Levi Weaver at 9:40. Looking forward, 10 o'clock, Kelsey Mitchell, Olympic gold medalist, will join us in studio. Kelsey won the gold in the Olympics in track, but then went to bobsleigh as well in the Milano Cortina Olympics. So wonderful career in the Olympics in both summer and winter. And she's going to be with us for a couple of segments in the 10 o'clock hour. So looking forward to that. When we come back, Jason Gregor will be with us. It's the Kevin Karius Show. Brought to you by Sports Select with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today. The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk. And it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Start thinking spring road trips and off-road trips in your new Subaru Crosstrek. Stylish, rugged, and so many features. Standard on every Crosstrek. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, EyeSight driver assist technology, heated seats, and LED steering responsive headlights. Plus, with interest rates from 0.99%, you'll love the affordable weekly payments. No waiting, immediate delivery available. Subaru Crosstrek. Visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 721 in Edmonton, and that is from the request line, 833-401-1440. Get them in, we'll get them on for an intro or a walk-up song. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we meet all your car needs and more with our digital vehicle report. We just don't tell you what your car needs. We show you exactly what it needs. Book your appointment at fountaintire.com. Today, as we welcome in the host of the Jason Gregor Show, Jason Gregor himself from 2 till 6. Gregs, good morning. You're with KK and Eddie Steele. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Hey, before we bust this game down nuts and bolts, simple question right off the hop. Would you send Tristan Jarry down and bring Cal Pickard up?
Ooh. Well, he definitely clear waivers, so you don't have to worry about anybody claiming him. It's a good question.
It's probably,
probably not. I think
I would.
Why not on the follow-up, Greg's?
Well, last night the funny thing last night was I didn't think there was like a glaring terrible goal. He also didn't make any big stops, but I think if you send him down, you pretty much it's kind of good night, Irene, for the year.
Yeah, you're closing the page on him. Yeah. It's a tough one, but and I mean, I look at it in a number of ways, and people talk about Cal Pickard. But right now, first of all, this is Connor Ingram's team right now. It's his goal for the rest of the year in my mind.
Well, it's definitely his, until someone else shows him better. The funny thing is, Matt Tompkins is actually playing better than Calvin Pickard in the minors, but minors numbers don't matter much. It's going to be Cal Pickard who automatically gets called up. But that was just a bad effort from the entire team last night. I know it's easy to always just want to blame the goalie, but the Oilers weren't ready to play from the opening faceoffs. The only good news for that game was Oiler fans could have turned it off after one period and done something else and not have to worry about knowing what the final score would be.
Yeah.
It's interesting with the Oilers too, coming off of such a good game against Colorado. we always talk about the ceiling being so high with this team, but the floor can be so low with them, and that just makes you scratch your head, doesn't it?
Yes, they have not been able to find any consistency this year. That to me is apparent. They've only won 3 in a row once. Heck, the Vancouver Canucks have won 3 in a row 2 times, and one was a 4-gamer. Like all the bad teams, the teams who aren't in the playoffs have done it, and the Oilers just they can't get out of their own way. They have a good game, and then they've decided, you know what? Like, how many turnovers did Leon Draisaitl have on the power play last night? Like, come on. It's this team's commitment to consistency has not been there at all. Like, they're still searching for it this year.
Yeah. In the sense, though, I was telling Eddie at what happened after the end of the second period, Griggs, I thought honestly that the team was going to be getting back into the game. When you saw what happened with Connor and Leon, and they're both in the box, I honestly thought that, they were going to get back in the game, but they didn't kill that penalty, and then she was lights out. Did you like the response at times? And then there was another little altercation in the third as well.
Well, that's really one of the few positives. Like when you compare, so McDavid of all people, which is good. I don't care what your name is. If you feel like your teammate's being wronged, it's your job, first guy there, to do something. And he didn't like that they shot the puck. I'm not even sure he shot the puck at him on purpose, but who cares? You're losing 5-2. You do something. You compare that to what happened when Radko Gudas need Austin Matthews and no one did anything. So yeah, like that's, at least your team stood up for one another, and that's something that can galvanize a team a little bit. The third period, there wasn't a whole bunch of focus on hockey. I still wish one of the Oilers kind of smaller guys would have went after Ritzkovian, right? I think to get him to drop the gloves, like Trent Frederick's smart. Trent Frederick drops his gloves there. He's probably getting 210 in a game, so he's not going to do it against a smaller guy. But I would have liked like Spencer Stastny, somebody like that. Like, my God, that guy's he's a little garden gnome. You don't have to be worried about him. Somebody should have went after him. That was in his weight class. That's my only complaint, is somebody in his weight class, and you don't have to be a tough guy to go after him. It's not like Ritzkovian's a tough guy.
No, I'm with you. And I thought that they would get him eventually, because he was running around like a little
went
rat.
to the bench too there.
Yeah, a little weasel. I don't like
But
that.
you know what? Hey, guess what? Having weasels is good.
You need it.
It's for a long time, man. Like, who do the Oilers have? Like, Clattenburg came up and ran around and hit everybody and chirped everybody. And Oiler fans were like, oh my God, this guy is like the McDavid of enforcers. We need him signed for 25 years, because they never see that. Like, the Oilers are good at reacting. They're not good at initiating very often.
Yeah, it's very valid, man. How atrocious was that power play last night? All of it for the Oilers. I mean, Dallas was more dangerous on the PK than the Oilers were on the power play.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Now their power play is lights out, so there's rare nights, but last night they just looked like a power play that wasn't in sync. As I mentioned, like Draisaitl, how many times he missed passes last night? Like, they just when the Oilers don't and here's like, when somebody misses a pass to Draisaitl, he'll let him know. Somebody on the Oilers might have wanted to let him know last night at some point. Say, hey, buddy, get your head in the game here for us, because they had a few power play chances when it was 5-2, like late in the second period. That's the power play that could have changed. All of a sudden, you score there. Now it's 5-3, and the Oilers go to the room. Hey, boys, we're still in this, and Dallas is like, what the hell's going on? But they took penalties, and then it was lights out.
What do you think that the Stars did basically to, Connor McDavid's line? Because really they didn't generate much in Connor, Zach Hyman, or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
No, I felt that, there's Heiskanen, man. Him and Lindell are good. And I felt that they did a really good job of not allowing McDavid to have much speed through the neutral zone. A lot of their defensive checking started, I felt, right at the Oilers' blue line. Like, they didn't generate anything off the rush last night. Nothing. Now, Edmonton didn't have the puck much in the first period either. So, and every time they did, there was a turnover. I just thought it was aggressive forecheck in the offensive zone that led to Edmonton never really getting any speed through the neutral zone, because that's their biggest forte for that line is speed through the neutral zone. And I'd have to look up the numbers from ClearSight, but I wonder if McDavid even had one rush chance last night, 5-on-5.
Yeah, I don't know if I recall that either. Yeah. Jason Robertson had 2 goals, 2 assists. Where do you think his contract lands? I mean, Rantanen's at 12. Is he at the same? What are your thoughts when he goes for his next contract? Eddie's pointing.
I think
upwards.
even more.
Well, the salary cap goes up a lot. So for people who like to use percentage of salary cap, then he'll probably go higher. I think there's Alex Tuck and really nobody else on the free agent market. Now he's an RFA, but there's going to be a lot of teams who are like, damn, man, we need a 90-point score. Because that's what this guy is, right? Like he's been 109, then it was 80 twice. And what has he got? I think like 73. He's on pace. He's going to get 90 points again this year. So he averaged the 4 years. And that's a guy who's pretty much a 90-point scorer over a 4-year span. There's not a lot of those guys in the NHL. And he's not even UFA age yet. Now he's 1 year shy, but still, the guy's 26, right? So he's born in 1999. I guess he'll be 27 in this summer. So he's going to have, plus he's got 6 months of an 8-year deal. Now Dallas is the only team that could do that. So it could be a sign and trade, right? Which could help Dallas get even more in the deal. So I think Robertson has lots of negotiating power, but if I'm the Dallas Stars and I just went out and got Rantanen, and you look at the top teams, like look at Tampa Bay when they won. How many elite guys did they have? 4, 5? Look at Florida, right? Edmonton's got 2 of the best. They've been to 2 Stanley Cup finals. If you just let Robertson go for draft picks when you're in your window to win, doesn't make any sense to me. Dallas Stars have to find a way to get him signed, right? Trade Tyler Seguin. He's got 1 year left on his deal, whatever, eat some money. That's what they have to do. Like, to me, this is a no-brainer for Jim Nill and the Dallas Stars. You figured out to keep this guy signed.
I just think too, for him, where else is he going to go where he has an opportunity like this? He's on one of the best teams with a core group that is there for a long time. They got a good goaltender. Their defense is great. So for me, if they offered him, if they said, here's 8 times 12, I'm signing it if I'm him all day. I'm not trying to get 13 or.
Yeah. Well, that 100%, that's totally valid. Right. So, to me, what they do with Tyler Seguin. Now that's obviously going to be the hard thing, right? I don't know if you can move him or not, but that's the guy they got to move, or it's 1 year. I have to look at their cap to see, could they be super tight to the cap?
Yeah. He's got one more
year, but even at 12 million,
no move. Yeah. No move.
Yeah. You could do it for, even if you have to bite the bullet and do it for 1 year and just live with Seguin's contract. And maybe he becomes Jamie Benn, right, the following year, right? Or like a pretty big discount because he's not as productive anymore. Plus he's injured. And then, hey, Seguin stays at 3 or 4. But if the numbers can work for 1 year on the Dallas Stars, I don't even hesitate. I'm with you. Like this should not be a tough decision at all. Jason Robertson's bet on himself. And so far it's looking like a really good bet.
I also look at, maybe Seguin, he's taken a lot of bullets here. He's been hurt and he's a beat up guy. He's got a lot of miles on him. Maybe somewhere, and there's a possibility that they do something like an Alex Pietrangelo. Maybe Seguin goes, I'm done, and it's a Pietrangelo scenario.
You never know. It's possible. Like you hope not for players' sake.
Sure.
But yeah, that's, or you know what it is, Kev? Like maybe you're like, God, we're really tight to the cap. And then 2 months into the season, he gets injured again, and now he's on LTIR, and you've got all the cap space like you had this year.
Exactly. Hey, I wanted to circle back to the Matthews Gudas thing and just how no one can believe that the response that the Leafs had, or lack thereof, and then when you saw the chief after, Craig Berube talking about it, like the way he played, like he can't believe what he just saw. No one has words for this.
No, now they did come back and win, so I give Toronto credit. They're down 3-1. And Morgan Riley said, hey, that's on me. And that's a nice thing to say, but I think that's the second time I've heard guys in Toronto, that's on me for doing nothing. So it tells me, and I'm not surprised by it, Kevin, because I've said this for years. The reason Toronto doesn't win and has never won is because they never had a dog, if we want to, amongst their top guys. They got lots of skill, but they never had a guy like, look at Connor McDavid of all people. Connor McDavid on kind of a, now they're getting their butt kicked, so he's probably pissed off, but he's not. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Remember when, I don't even remember who it was in front of the net, but just Yamamoto got hit and Nugent Hopkins goes over and freaking tunes up Justin Hall, for God's sakes. Like Zach Hyman.
I remember that.
Zach Hyman off the face-off, and McDavid's like, "Are you sure?" And Hyman's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And then he drops the gloves and he fights. Like all their best guys are willing to do it, right? Like Draisaitl's not going to fight. McDavid's not going to fight, but those guys get engaged and they do stuff, right? And I just look at Toronto and they got none of that, right? Like Mitch Marner was never going to do it. Matthews never does it. Nylander doesn't do it. Morgan Riley doesn't do it. John Tavares doesn't do it. And you know what? That's okay if you can't ask guys to be what you're not. But on a winning team, everybody has to be willing to get their hands dirty, at least to the point of a roughing coincidental minor or take an extra penalty like McDavid did last night. And you don't see that often enough from Toronto. And so the coach can't instill that. Ask Eddie, he played. The coach can't come in the room and say, okay, one of you guys has to be the guy. No, you either have it or you don't. And the fact that Toronto has traded away like Hyman had it, traded him away. Well, geez, it was too expensive to keep, right? They've always gotten rid of their guys who have any sort of gumption, and it's an organizational problem. And I'd get rid of some of my guys who have skill and bring in guys who have it, because you know other guys who have it, and they just don't have any of their top guys with it.
Darcy Tucker, how's that sound? Like that's what they need.
Yeah. Well, hey, shocking. Those teams are pretty competitive, weren't they?
That's what I mean.
Matt Sundin was competitive. He didn't have to be it, but they had a lot of guys around him who would do it, and you can't win when you don't have that. Like 100%, you can't do it.
Very interesting. Something that I think I've seen, maybe I could be wrong, more out of McDavid this year as a whole too, because I saw it in the Olympics, is his physicality. I know that he ramps up his play, especially in the playoffs, and he plays pretty reckless, but I've seen him lay the body on people a lot more in the past, 365. It seems like he plays with a more physical presence. Look what he did to Sam Steele right before he got into it with Myers and took the penalty. He laid him out, cleared out the net.
Yeah, you know what? McDavid's highly competitive, right? You see it, but yeah, we've seen it in the playoffs. I can't remember who it was against the Kings when he just ran him over right in front of the bench a few years ago. Like he's such a good skater that obviously he can close space on anybody, and he puts up a ton of points. I know at times he's not going to win the Selke. I don't need him to win the Selke. I don't give two squirts if he's ever up for the Selke, but his competitiveness, no one can ever question, right? He gets even Draisaitl, the grumpy German. He'll deliver a few hits. He sticks guys. He's always yapping at guys. Like those guys are never intimidated, right? The team's not playing great right now. There's no debate on that. But those guys, when the chips are down, they're engaged. And you can't say that about Toronto's guys. And I've said that for years. I would have, and that was the thing is, under Dubas, it was noticeable for years that they didn't have that guy. And like even going back to when they signed Tavares, I like John Tavares. John Tavares is one of the nicest guys, consistent player, really solid player. Doesn't have that fight. He's not aggressive. That's fine. Like I said, Matt Sundin didn't have it, but he had a bunch of guys around him who did. And Toronto has never seen that. And now look where they are, guys. They're not in the playoffs this year. How are they going to get back next year? Like, it's not like they're missing a ton of players. They got their whole team all year, and they're not a playoff team.
Well, we'll see what the Oilers can do, and if they can beat St. Louis tonight. As we mentioned, they were in Carolina, the Blues, last night, so it's a tough back-to-back for both teams. You win tonight, Greggs. It's 3 out of 4 on a tough road trip, and you take that all day long. What's coming up on your show today at 2?
Well, that's exactly it. It's last night stunk for the Oilers, but if they win tonight, anybody out there would have said, if the Oilers can win 3 out of 4, this is a really good road trip. So the opportunity's there, and they got to show up. And the Blues, actually, I did the travel. The Blues are actually traveling farther than
45 minutes more. Yeah.
Right. So, we'll discuss that. Also, we're going to talk a little, we're going to talk about SGA. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Set the record last night for 127 consecutive games. And you look at the stuff he's doing, man, like it's impressive. It's not just his scoring, it's his assists. He doesn't turn the ball over. He is a hell of a player. So we'll talk about, a Canadian at times that, one of the greatest Canadians going right now. Shaq told me, he goes, hey, and I like how he said, the Shaq said, SGA is the best player in the NBA, and he's going to be for a while. And who was I to argue with Shaquille O'Neal sitting down? He's almost as tall as me, for God's
There is
sake.
no argument.
No, that was.
Hey, Greg's UCKK shirt today.
What about the one yesterday? Like, was that an Easter egg? Were we going to Vegreville? What was that exactly? It barely even came up. It was like he was trying to be in the Matrix, like all the different screens going up, lines up and down. I couldn't really see much. It was phenomenal. It's like, he just went shopping though, didn't he? You can tell he went to the store. He's like a kid in elementary school, and he's wearing all his new shirts every day this week.
All I can say, Greg, is Laddie came in and Duke expected Laddie to blow me up. And Laddie looked and said, I like it. It looks very European. You look great.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. You know what? Hey, as my wife said, she goes, that's old guys trying to look young guy shirts.
Oh, stop that. Tell Trace, no way,
Bang,
man.
bang, bang,
No
bang,
way,
bang.
man.
I do like the purple one, though. I like the purple one a lot.
Okay, thanks,
Well, that's his ode. He's a low-key Vikings fan. Yeah, Kyler Murray signed today, so he was feeling happy.
No, Eddie usually wears his mauve on Friday, so I was trying to kind of compliment.
Now, Eddie, I'm just curious though. Like, is your chair down on the lowest rung today? Why are you looking so short? What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Oh, wow! You noticed?
Lower your chair up or something. Holy cow! You can barely even get your
Man, my
elbows
knee
up.
is jacked up, so when it hangs, it gets sore, Greg. So I got it sitting on the ground. I can't believe you just called me out for that.
Oh man! Well, I noticed that at first. I was like, "Holy cows! What is Eddie, the smallest guy, going on?" It's like you're Rob Ray trying to interview Hanley. You got to stick at a step stool. You can sit up higher.
Thanks, Greg. Have a good show today and a good weekend. Thanks, pal.
Hey, boys, have a good one.
Jason Gregor, host of the Jason Gregor Show, 2 to 6. You'll hear him today on Sports 1440. And that was the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, we focus on one thing, and it is your vehicle. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Text 833-401-1440, and a lot of them are coming in, baby. A lot of them are coming in talking about the style.
And they like it, suave.
Like, like Harry says, if you got it, flaunt it, KK.
Amen. Amen. They're so used to, and Duke will appreciate this. They're so used to seeing this Rams hoodie that you have, this Rams pullover. They've seen it for 3 years now.
I wear it all the time. It's one of my most comfortable shirts.
Oh,
you know
I
what?
know.
Actually, a funny thing that you mentioned that, Eddie, because I went to hockey yesterday. And, I changed. I didn't want to wear that good shirt to hockey. What?
And wrong. You knew you would have gotten
Oh, no,
absolutely
no.
raised for it in the dressing room, so you changed before
I
you
don't
went.
know.
What do you have on for lowers?
I
You
just
have
got
jeans?
I got a pair of like Lululemon
Slacks.
or whatever.
It's all for the video.
Yeah. Anyway, I go to hockey and I brought out an older kind of it's not a hoodie, but it's a kind of a nice shirt, like a sweatshirt. And it's probably, I stole it from a buddy who stole it from Jeff Friesen, who used to play in the NHL. And it's an NHL PA, be a player thing. That's what they used to do years ago. So this thing has probably close to 35 years old. And I brought it out and it's a little ratty. And the boys were going, man, that is a beautiful, beautiful sweatshirt. Can I come up and feel it? They all felt it in the dressing room to see the quality was still there. After so many washes.
And they wanted to see if it would fall apart if they touched
it.
it.
Just beautiful.
It's a little ratty. So we know if you're admitting it was a little ratty. That thing was tattered. 2-year-old underwear.
Come on now. When we come back, we'll get to your text, 833-401-1440. It's the Kevin Karius Show. Brought to you by Sports Select with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at hughescarwash.com.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59.9. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Karius to Low Tide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. Hi, it's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 746 in Edmonton. Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. That's the Duke's slot daily. And on Friday, of course, it's always Brian Adams. Get your requests in, 833-401-1440. The Kevin Carey Show is presented by Sports Select. Wondering, Duke, how you made out with the many, many options last night because 13 games. And what was the parlay number total?
Well, I did not heed your advice.
Oh, you went over
my QR code generated ticket was beyond that. But listen, because you parlay them all together, but then you also put some individual action on the games themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some 1.5 lines, some pro lines mixed in there. I came out even on the night, so that's fine. That's all a guy can usually have.
Well, and also this morning after yesterday when I was talking about the Players' Championship and Maverick McNeely, he was tied for the lead now. He hasn't started yet today. He's 2 strokes back of Straka, who's at 7 under, by the way. The Duke decides to sprinkle a little bit on Maverick McNeely winning the Masters. And Duke, what did that work?
Well, I find that Kevin and I are at odds so much on the show. I wanted to give us something to unify us,
right,
and be on the same rooting interest for the first time in what maybe would feel like forever. So yeah, I put a little sprinkle on McNeely to win this tournament, which at the moment was going off at plus 900.
Okay.
And then I put it on him to win the Masters, which I think it was like plus 11,000.
Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. So
when this loses, now I can blame Kevin, just like he blamed me last spring in our playoff draft.
That's right.
About taking buying Dylan Holloway.
Dylan Holloway. It's terrible. Now, just wait. So this leads me to you now, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday when I said I'm picking Maverick McNeely to win the Masters, some guy texts in and says Maverick McNeely will win the Masters the day that Eddie Steele shoots 72.
Oh.
We didn't even bring up Eddie 85, man.
Yeah, he ain't never winning the Masters. Oh, 72.
Oh,
I can't even get on board with that myself.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a prideful fella. No way.
Absolutely. IMAC texts in, it's Sty, KK. That's what the kids call it.
Ooh,
Just in kids. In
you
case
out
the
here
kids are listening. Stop.
flossing.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying my best. Just try.
How old is that shirt?
This shirt? Well, it's at least 4 years old, maybe 5.
That's nothing.
But again, I haven't worn many shirts like this in the last 3 years.
Right. Goes quick. Too.
Yeah.
3 years. Wow.
But I'll tell you what, Eddie, if you want to come pick out a tie or two, you're more than welcome to check
You
it
got
out.
those long ties.
Oh, I got some ties. I have probably 120 ties.
I bet.
You know, so
Look, I'd wear the shirt. I'm all for colors, but the outfit, the shoes.
Oh, hey,
KK.
it's about
I'm outing you.
Never mind the shoes in something like this.
You're
that's
all
the
about
least thing.
that.
I wear Crocs here most of the time.
It's true.
So don't even start.
Crocs in a Rams hoodie.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to talk a lot more Oilers with Spec here at the top of the hour. But remember last Friday? So the whole Max Crosby thing, and then what happens this week. So I just wanted to get your thoughts.
Yes, we haven't talked about that at all
on everything.
Max
Well, because
Crosby.
it's just the way it worked. Because
Happened on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, no, but I'm going back to him being traded.
Yes.
Okay, so he gets traded last week.
Yep.
Okay, so then it gets rescinded and pulled back by the Ravens.
Historical
trade. Everything else, and then Trey Hendrickson. So I just wanted to get your thoughts.
Yeah,
on that.
because everything he gets traded right over the weekend, and then it gets rescinded. Quote unquote failed physical on Tuesday, and a lot of news flying around. A lot of fake news. A lot of people BSing. I believe it's within the rights of the Ravens to do what they did, but it's greasy business. Super greasy business. They came out and said that they were negotiating with both Max and Trey, and that was their plan. They wanted to have both pass rushers. I don't buy that for a second. I thought that Trey became available. They could get Trey for cheaper, and they got what everybody's saying, cold feet, backed out of the deal. Now, what I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is the medical, which a lot of people don't have grounds to speak on medical for people in their own bodies, right? But I've played ball, and I've had 2 meniscus surgeries, which is what Max Crosby had, meniscus. First of all, let's start. It's on the most minor end of knee surgeries that it's a cleanup. No matter how you want to cut it, if you're going in for a meniscus cleanup, just snip a cartilage off, or to scope out, like suck out some floating cartilage. That's all you're doing. The rehab is not severe. The rehab is not like crazy in terms of intensive. You could be back playing. I was back playing like 8 weeks after a meniscus cleanup. Did it in the off season, and I was good to go. So to fail the guy, knowing that he had this, it was well documented. They knew going in that he had a meniscus surgery. So to fail him, that it makes no sense other than you had cold feet and you backed out because you could get Trey for cheaper. That's all it is, man. Because it's not like he's coming off an Achilles tear, an ACL rehab.
Saving the 2 first round.
And they're saving the picks. That's all it is get the picks back. So business-wise, man, it's good business, but it's super filthy and unethical. It really is. But in terms of their organization and looking after their P's and Q's, it's good business.
Yeah. I haven't even really looked at the schedule, but I'm assuming that Vegas and the Ravens don't play each other.
Probably not.
Do you imagine?
And then, like, I heard Duke talk about it a little bit throughout the week. You talk about it, the ripple effect, right? In terms of the impact on the team salary cap, the moves that were made, how does everything fit? And yeah, there is quite a grand ripple effect due to this. But my overall opinion is it's super filthy business. Like that's nasty. Failed physical is such a cop-out. Especially coming off a meniscus. That is the biggest cop-out.
And not only that, like this isn't something that came out of the blue.
No.
Like, so
you knew
the Raiders held them out.
Yes.
And then,
you knew it trading. Yeah. All this is disclosed. His doctor said prior to the trade, his rehab was ahead of schedule. He's fine. And I'm telling you, man, KK, it's a meniscus. You can tear your meniscus, get surgery, and be back playing like within a month.
So for Crosby, you think he starts the season in Vegas, and then depending on what happens, then he gets traded mid-season, something? What are you thinking here?
Honestly, I have no thought to it. I think he gets traded before. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
With the draft coming up, that there's opportunity for things to shake down.
Duke and I were saying, but now instead of 2 firsts, maybe it's a first and a second.
Yeah, I don't think the compensation will be the same. But, I heard Indy was in the market for a pass rusher. Chicago, there's been some ties to Chicago with Max, so you never know. A move could still get done. I don't think the dust is settled and Max is going to be a Raider.
Yeah. Tim Texan, business aside, Eddie, who's the better player? I guess it's between.
That's a really good question. We talked about Max in his game just a couple weeks ago, KK. I love his game, love the hustle, love the motor. He gets a ton of pressure, but if you look at his sack totals, he's not busting off of the page with sacks. I don't know what his career high is, but he's I want to say it's like 15, right in that area. I don't know if one of you guys can fact check me, but he's always in that 8 to 13 range. He's never like a league leader, 15 to 20. Trey Hendrickson has been that 15 to 20 guy. Now Max gets way more pressures, maybe can affect the game a little bit more. Long-winded answer, Max is the better player. Trey, sack-wise, I think has more production, but it's not only about the sack. It's how you affect and impact the game on all fronts.
Fair. Tim also said this when we were talking about the games last night, Oilers and Leafs. Man, as a Leafs fan, I'm inspired by McDavid's leadership, dropping the gloves, sort of dropped the gloves there, but seeing Gudas take out Matthews with no response makes me want to puke. Tough loss for the Oilers, but the leaders care. That's kind of what the gist of the conversation with Gregor was too. You know, we haven't seen that in Toronto. And that's like the name I brought up was a guy like Darcy Tucker, who, you know, he was always in the fight, brought guys into the fight. And they don't have that.
Off the rip, we talked about McDavid going after Tyler Myers. I kind of poo-pooed that, laughed that one off. But in the scrum where McDavid got down and dirty, that was pleasant to see. That was really pleasant to see. You don't see that at a lot of superstars around the league at all. In Toronto, man, puke it's putting it lightly.
Like, let's see what happens the next game for the Leafs here. Like, holy
they're lucky
smokes.
they won. They're lucky they got those goals.
I don't even think people care in Toronto.
They don't care because you had, up until this point yesterday, you had lost 8 straight games. You haven't won since the Olympic break. They don't care, but they're lucky they won.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector. We'll bust down this Oilers game a little bit more. We'll go in or out with Eddie Steele as well. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by All Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, like gas, like telecommunications, and street lighting. That's All Star Construction. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers lose big last night in the Lone Star State. 7-2 the final in favor of the Dallas Stars. Jason Robertson, 2 goals, 2 assists. Captain Jamie Benn also tallying twice for the Stars. 13 of the games around the rest of the NHL. The Sharks double up on the Bruins to keep themselves in the Western Conference play-on race. 4-2 the final from Boston. Caps beat the Sabres 2-1. Maple Leafs beat the Ducks 6-4. Austin Matthews took a knee from Radko Gudas. Left the game, did not return. Gudas is expected to have a phone hearing with the Department of Player Safety today. Jackets lose to the Panthers 2-1 in overtime. Flames top the Devils 5-4. Flyers beat the Wild 3-2. Blackhawks get past the Mammoth 3-2 in overtime. Canucks beat the Predators 4-3 in a shootout. And in one of the nightcaps, Vegas beats the Penguins 6-2. In the association, full slate of games with history made in Oklahoma City as Shea Gilgeous-Alexander passes Wilt Chamberlain for most consecutive games with at least 20 points. He had 35 en route to the Thunder's 104-102 win over Boston. In San Antonio, Jamal Murray, the Canadian, with 39 points, lifts the Nuggets to a 136-131 win over San Antonio. And the Lakers, Luka Doncic, 51 points, 50 burgers, the first time in his career. Lakers take it 142-130 over the Bulls. From the NFL, in case you missed it, Kyler Murray signing a 1-year contract with the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota will pay $1.3 million of the $36.8 million salary the Cardinals are on the hook for after they released him earlier this week. From the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass, Sepp Straka currently leading the way, 7 under through 5 holes today. High Canadian right now is Corey Connors, who's 2 under of the day, good for 5 under. He's through 2 so far. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Great news for your weekend project. CFI, that's Custom Floors Inc., is now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 till 2. Get top quality Canadian products from Beaulieu with the convenience you need. For your free estimate, visit CFI at customfloorsinc.ca.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Whoa, I gotta put some money on the game tonight. We hit our monthly budget. Whoa, how did you get in here? I'm you, the responsible you. We're right. We'll play another time. Sounds more like us.
If you gamble, use your game sense. Visit GameSenseAB.ca.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned. Over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you here on a Friday morning. Get your requests into the Duke of Delburne as well. 833-401-1440 on Playlist Friday. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. March Madness is finally here. You betcha. March Madness, and it's no joke. No giveaways, no phony prizes, just a good old-fashioned deal. See more at northgategm.com as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec.
Whoa, that's a purple shirt you got on there, Barney.
This is great. You know what? It's like the last 2 days, it just deflects, it deflects of what we're trying to talk about, So there's always that, Spec. Never mind. What about
flex order tracks?
Never mind, Spec. Look how low Eddie's sitting in his chair.
Look at this. You're a loser. I love you, Kevin. Man.
Anyway, good to see you, Spec. After that game, we're gonna talk about it a fair bit here. Hey, I asked the same thing to Gregor. What would you do with Tristan Jarry right now?
Well, what can you do?
So, I said, would you think about sending him down? And
no.
What's that? No,
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I'll say this about Tristan Jarry: he never gets a decent start in front of him. Like, it's 3-0, and his game's fine. I don't mind his game, and then he starts letting in lousy goals. But like, what he needs more than anything is to stand behind an Oilers team that's playing proper defensive hockey, which he did for a period in Denver, and he was really good. And then he comes out and boom, Jamie Benn standing inside of 4 guys, and he gets a puck, it scores from 4 feet away. And then the next, I forget the second goal, what it was.
Sam Steele and then Dickinson should be on him, should have tied him up.
Yeah, right. It's a tap in. The goalie has no chance on because Dickinson's doesn't have his man. and then the third goal is a full-on 2-on-1, and the guy hits the post, it hits him in the rear end and goes in. I mean, ask any goalie, that's just pure fluke. So it's 3-0, and it's not the goalie's fault. And then, then he starts letting pucks in, but he never gets a decent start from his team. So to me, if you ask me what I'd do with Jari, I'd give him a decent start in front of him. And if he plays bad, then let's talk.
Mm-hmm. I can just see it though, Spec. I mean, this is Connor Ingram's team right now. He's going to start tonight. And this is his team right now.
Yeah, and they're giving him much better starts somehow. And that's how hockey goes. We've seen this before, But I think this isn't me saying Jari's been good. He hasn't been good here. There's no question. He hasn't lived up to it. What you need is a goalie that lets you have a slow start. But I'll tell you what, like those 3 goals in the first period, I mean, sorry. They're on the team, they're not in the goalie. You need a goalie that'll let you have a bad start, get out of the period down 1-0, not 3-0. That's what you need. And Jari hasn't been that guy. But
I don't know. The first goal, I wasn't too horny about it, Spec, to be honest with you.
Well, sure, okay. But what about the 4 Oilers? What about Bouchard?
Bouch, who got his stick lifted.
Yeah, Bouch didn't play it well, but Jari's
terrible. And then he gets caught in a 2-on-1. And like you can't just we did this with Skinner here. We did this. To me, whenever all the goalies who come to your town look worse than they were somewhere else, maybe it's you. And the Oilers have been throwing out some decent defensive games, and lo and behold, they've had decent goaltending.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't win in a town like Dallas against a team that good, showing up like that last night. Like, yeah, the goaltending was lousy, but so was everybody else. So
I'll ask you the same thing that I even brought up with Eddie. I thought that after the second period, I thought that there was going to be a response in the third. I really did. But they didn't kill that penalty, and then it's game over. I thought, honestly, if they killed that penalty, they were going to get back in this game.
Sure, okay. I mean, yeah, they have the firepower to come back on you. But, you're not playing San Jose here that's doesn't know how to win or that's fragile. You're in Dallas. They hate your guts because you beat them out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. They're very focused on beating you, and they're a really good team that's, 13-0-1 in their last 14. It's not the same. You don't just come back from a 5-2 deficit. Like, to me, I don't know. I thought the game was over after the first period, personally. Dallas hasn't given up that lead. Ottinger's at the top of his game. They're playing strong defensively. Did you see the Oilers getting any 2-on-1s in that game?
No.
No. Right.
In fact, I brought up earlier with Gregor, yes, their power play is the best in the league, but their power play yesterday, Dallas had more chances on their PK than the Oilers did on the power play.
Yeah, I think what happens, they get behind and then they start making plays they shouldn't make and taking chances you shouldn't take. And, you play a different game when you're down 4 or 5-0, Eddie, than you do when it's a tight, proper hockey game. So, listen, flush the game and move on. The Oilers have played some good hockey. They found a little bit of a game here. They won 2 important games. If I'd have told you a week ago they're going to win 2 out of 3 on these first 3 games, every guy on this panel and in their car right now would have said, absolutely, I'll take 2 out of 3 in Vegas, Denver, Dallas. So they won 2 out of 3. Go out tonight, win a game, win 3 out of 4, and who cares what happened in Dallas?
Yeah, no doubt. We have beat that horse to death yesterday, just like the Oilers got beat to death. Spec, if you were Coach Craig Berube on the bench and you saw that display yesterday and the lack of care, lack of anything out of your team when your best player and your captain gets taken down that way, how do you feel, man?
Well, I think it's a metaphor for what's happened with that team. They're not much of a team in the sense of the word. They're a little bit dysfunctional. That stuff doesn't come to them the way it should as National Hockey League players. Look at McDavid. Like, McDavid gets touched and something happens every time, right or wrong. Right or wrong. So yeah, that was, and Morgan Riley came out after the game and took full responsibility. Great, whatever. And what did Berube say, guys? There should have been 4 other guys getting involved right there. Like, what would Berube have done when he played?
Well, we're saying that too, Spec, man.
Oh my God. Gudas would have walked out of there in a body bag. So I guess what it really tells me, to be honest, is like they brought Berube in there for a reason, and to install and instill a lot of what he had as a player, emotionally and responsibility wise, and making a team, and doing the hard things it takes to win. That's why one of the reasons they brought him in. And I would have to say that's an example that after his years there, he's clearly failed, because that doesn't come naturally to the Leafs. It didn't come naturally to the Leafs when he arrived, and he's been there how many years? It still doesn't come naturally to the Leafs. They still don't know how to properly act as a hockey team when something like that happens.
Yeah. What about slow starts for the Oilers here? I mean, we saw it, Colorado scored early. I mean, Dallas scored. These are really good teams, but is it something that needs to be addressed here?
First shot of the game, both games.
Yeah.
First shot of the game, both games. I mean, the one in Denver was unlucky, right? I mean, who made the mistake was Podkolzin. He had it out of the zone and he put it back in the zone, right? If I remember that correctly.
Yeah. It's sort of it was like a back paddle.
Yeah, like I don't know if he really. What I never got was if he really meant to do that, frankly. But he had it out of the zone. He put it back in, and they end up scoring. But that was a puck that was a long wrist shot that hit Nurse and went in. Like, I'm not blaming. That was just a fluke goal.
Yeah.
But the one last night wasn't a fluke goal. First shot of the game, they're pinned in their end. They get running around. There's four guys all around Ben, and no one gets the puck, and no one gets Ben. So that you just can't chase every game, especially in the good teams. Well, that's what they've been doing lately.
Bouchou has been playing really well as of late. He had a pretty tough night. That first one with Jamie Benn, gets his stick lifted, has the terrible turnover in the O zone, gives away the breakaway, which leads to the steal goal. Yeah, it wasn't his night last night along with the whole team, huh?
No, it wasn't. And that's what happens. He plays 26 minutes a night. It wasn't his night. So, you know what? If we watch Cale Makar that closely, we'd say there's nights that he has where you go, ooh, that wasn't his night either. And Zach Werenski, whose team doesn't win every night, I'll bet you if you watched him play and we don't watch him as closely, we'd say, oh, boy, wasn't that great the other night in Pittsburgh or whatever. So, Bouchard, when he plays a bad game and has a turnover, the whole world's talking about it, right? You think Werenski never has a turnover? He's on the ice for 25 minutes. He's got the puck in the stick the whole time. So Quinn Hughes, he turns the puck over once in a while, and he's a great player. But somehow Bouchard we focus on, don't we?
Yeah, we do. What do you make of this Dallas team? So you watched, the last two games, you saw Colorado in person. Now you see Dallas last night. I always look at it I'm thinking that Dallas is just as good as Colorado here, and maybe even better. I might have Dallas to be a tougher opponent right now than Colorado.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in the Central if I'm a hockey team here. That's for sure.
That's two good teams. I mean, with what Colorado added and with what Dallas added, and and they have Rantanen out and Fax is out and Hintz is out. They get those three back. I mean, these are the two best teams in the league by far.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Minnesota ain't far behind, as you said.
Yeah, Minnesota's right there. I mean, Tampa's pretty good out east for sure, but they've been losing lately. So, in the end, only one of them gets to play for the Western Conference Championship. So you're right, Kev. They're all good teams, man. And people are going to grouse about the playoff system like they do every year, because every year there's a division where good teams play each other in the first round. I get it. And, tough luck for them. The Pacific's the place to be right now. Isn't that the truth?
Is it ever? I mean, none of the teams make it in the East spec.
Oh, man. You're chilling in the Pacific.
Yeah. I mean, none of the teams make it in the East if you're in the Pacific right now. It's crazy.
No, that's it. I don't know how that works. I mean, it's been the other way around too.
Yeah, it has.
It goes through the league. If you're in that Atlantic division and you just spent 6 or 7 years with Detroit, Montreal, Ottawa, and Buffalo in your division, none of them who have been any good for most of a decade, and now you're complaining that you got it rough and someone else has it easy? Come on.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that.
Right? Give me a break. The Leafs have been a good team out there, and when the playoffs start, they won 2 playoff series in 20 years. Maybe they weren't such a good team. How about that? Maybe it's been a 2-team division with Tampa and Florida for 10 years. Maybe that's what's been going on.
Ooh, let them know, Spec. Let them know, baby. So with the Oil, they travel into St. Louis. The odd back-to-back on the road with some travel. Yeah. But what makes it even stranger is St. Louis is playing back-to-back too. And as KK mentioned, they actually have a longer travel to get to their home game than the Oilers are traveling from Dallas to St. Louis. So it's very odd in that sense. Do you expect a better effort from the boys tonight?
Yeah, I think Edmonton will dig in pretty good. I don't think they like how it went last night. You know, you really have a chance to erase last night's game if you play well and win. St. Louis hasn't lost a game yet in March. Here it's the 13th. You know, they just walked into Carolina and won a game last night. And we saw how good Carolina is the other day in Edmonton. And they played Binnington last night, so they get Hofer. Well, Edmonton will get Hofer tonight. I think Hofer's been the better goalie.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good, you know, like they're not going to make the playoffs, but St. Louis, Edmonton doesn't win many in St. Louis somehow, Kev. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
They've never had a great record there.
It's that arch, Spec. You know, it's just, I can't get past it.
Maybe they got to wear purple shirts there, Kev.
I know you like it. I know you like the outfits the last 2 days, Spec. I know.
I do. It's a nice shirt.
Thanks, big guy. Hey, you know what? We got to make it to the World Baseball Classic here. So Canada against the USA tonight. It's the same time as the Oilers game. It's going to be hard to watch. You know what? For me, I like watching the whole game. So it's almost like you're going to have to watch one and then watch the other one. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, and if I don't know. Can you? That's a good question. I don't know what to tell you. I got to watch the Oilers play. I'd love to watch that baseball game.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a game on this afternoon too, like Korea and somebody. But you know what? That WBC, I think it's kind of getting a little, not just because Canada's good. There's been some interesting moments in it. Like it's got its holes, and I get it. They got pitch counts, and it's early in the season, but beats the hell out of Cactus League. Like at least it matters for something.
There's some hokiness to it with some other countries, but the greatest story in the whole tournament right now is Italy. And I mean, I don't know if there's anyone born in Italy on the team. Maybe there is, but it's funny. Like you just have to show that you are, you can get citizenship. So most of the players are born, or your parent was born there.
Yeah, or your grandparent.
Something like that. But
sounds about CFL.
The CFL loophole here, Eddie. Yeah, most of the guys are basically born in the United States and have been playing there and growing up there the whole lives. If you, as I said yesterday, Spec, if you got a vowel on the end of your name, you can play for Italy.
I'm waiting for Latvia to get a team.
Keep on waiting, pal.
Oh man, what's on the go for you, Spec? Are you heading to the lake this weekend or what?
I'm out here already, buddy.
Oh, are you?
Hockey and, yeah.
Okay, it's hard to tell because all the shelving units that you put together, they all look alike.
They all look the same.
Yeah. That looks like an IKEA job behind you.
High in quality, is that what you're saying? Well, good craftsmanship. They do. They all have that in they're all similar that way. Yeah. Well made, well built.
It ain't no Karius made, that's for sure.
I'm in the process, Beck, of making Eddie a charcuterie board.
He showed me a picture of the wood and everything about a month and a half ago, and I guess he's run into some snags. I don't know what it is.
A process, Eddie.
What kind of wood are you using?
Maple.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You got like a workshop in your garage or what?
Pretty well. I went down.
He's got a farm in his backyard.
And Eddie doesn't believe this, but I went down and I bought a piece of maple. It was 4 feet long and it cost $29.
Okay.
And then I haven't even talked about the food safe product that you got to put on it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got to seal it up.
Yeah, very expensive. Yeah, it's not cheap, Eddie.
Man, why are you whining me?
Charging for Varsol these days?
Oh, well, the food safe stuff is very expensive, Spec. Very expensive. Plus, I got to do like the branding of it with a branding iron.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
This is a big process, Spec.
Apparently. Wow. Oh, Kevin! Wow,
there you go.
I feel special now.
There should be like a little video. We should get a time lapse camera in your shop.
That's a good call, Spec.
See how many times he burns himself on that branding iron.
Yeah.
I would
Whatever.
love to see you in your shop active, KK. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, look at that. HVAC Nick says, get out to Spec's cabin and go use his neighbor's wood splitter and team up to make these.
Yeah, there you go.
A little biz out of it.
Oh, man. All right, Spec,
All right.
have a good weekend, big fella. We'll see
Is that
you.
where we are already? Jesus, Friday, huh?
Friday, yeah. Oilers play, well, they're home on Sunday, right?
Specs at the cabin. Get it together, man. Come
I
on.
know, man. I've been traveling and going here. Yeah, we got Friday for sure. Friday, 4-game homestand here. Who do they go, Kev? Who do they have? They
Nashville's here on Sunday, Spec.
Yep.
And then Thursday, I know, is Florida. Because that is because
Tampa's one of them. Who's
well,
that on
someone said
Tuesday?
something about Chuck, you know. So Sharks are here on Tuesday, and then it's Tampa on Saturday. So
Right.
6:00 start on Sunday, Spec. I said I think the Oilers have had 3 home games on Sunday this year. 3.
Right.
The Elks had 2 on Sundays at 5 last year.
Out of 9.
Out of 9.
Out of 9.
Don't have Sunday night home games.
Hey, they heard you.
And that's right. See, that's what happens. Well, have a great weekend, Spec.
All right, boys. Enjoy yourselves. Stay out of trouble.
Okay, sounds good, bud. That's Mark Spector on the Mark, brought to you by, powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. Check them out only at northgategm.com. Text rolling in 833-401-1440. We'll get to some of those right after the break. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick. On Sports 1440 AM radio, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Business owners, if rising electricity costs are cutting into your profits, there's a smarter way forward. Right now, federal clean technology tax credits can cover 30 to over 50% of the cost of a commercial solar system, delivering an immediate return on your investment. And in Edmonton and Sturgeon County, the Commercial Clean Energy Improvement Program offers long-term financing for up to 20 years, making solar more affordable than ever. Lock in lower energy costs for decades and strengthen your bottom line. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com to get started.
Don't let equipment failure stop you cold. At AWS Welding in Nisku, our factory-trained service techs are on hand for all welding equipment repairs. We're a full warranty center for Miller, Lincoln, and ESAB, and we service all makes and models. Proper, regular service extends the life of your gear and keeps it running at peak capacity. Don't wait for a breakdown. Book your service appointment today at aws.ca. AWS Welding. Our welding keeps you working.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Ah, yes, Alberta in March. Green beer and slushy roads. Where the only thing worse than the roads is trusting them. If your brakes are squealing louder than a pub on game night, or your shocks feel like they found potholes instead of a pot of gold, it's time to go to Napa Auto Parts. With over 85 locations in Alberta, Napa has the quality parts, tools, equipment, and know-how to keep your ride smooth and feeling confident. More than lucky. Visit your local store today or visit online at napacanada.com. That's Napa Know-How.
Crave presents a new must-see original crime drama.
You think you can just walk away with drug money and nobody's gonna come find you?
The Borderline.
You killed my friend.
Set along the Thousand Islands border, A cop blurs the line to protect his past.
I'm going to keep you out of jail.
Starring Stephen Amell, Tamara Podemski, Hamza Haq, and Minnie Driver.
Did you catch the bad guys?
I always catch the bad guys.
The Borderline. Stream now. Only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Come on, keep it up, Eddie. Come on. Yeah. At least you're not crouched in your chair now.
If he dies, he dies.
Come on now. Look at that. You just come a little bit more. Come on.
That was good. That got me going.
I got you going.
Yeah, that really did.
It's 76 when that came out, that movie.
Classic. It's a good one, man.
You know who
Good
wrote
series.
that? You know who wrote that song?
No.
Bill Conti.
Never would have. I don't even know who Bill Conti is.
Well, he's very well. That's obviously, I would say it's his most famous song, or whatever you want to call it, composition. That's the word we're looking for. Text 833-401-1440. SGA 127 games, 20 plus points.
Historic. Hamilton.
Mention it. Yeah, Canadian.
Hamilton native, boy.
I mean, unreal to see him perform at this level. Like, I mean, everyone knew he was a really good player. Best Canadian player ever.
I mean,
I you know what? I guess you got to talk about Steve Nash here too.
Yeah, but
Because
he's
won.
he
SGA,
has,
you know,
but Steve now will be second. Steve will be second because SGA has won.
Yeah.
The fact that SGA has been MVP now. Steve had his 2 MVP seasons.
2 MVPs, yeah.
Where he was just lights out with the run and gun Suns. Remember that offense? Just up and down the court, hitting threes, assists behind his back. But what Steve wasn't the best player. He won MVP, but he was not the best player in the NBA. Kobe Bryant was around then.
He elevated his teammates.
Yes.
That's the one thing that Steve
He
Nash
did.
did.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch, and
that offense.
Yeah.
Wow. The Suns offense for like a stretch of 5 years was electric, Kevin.
maybe our country doesn't get enough credit for producing world-class basketball players. And that's maybe something we'll ask Paul Sir coming up here too. Go back to, I always think of that documentary, Eddie, on 30 for 30. We were brothers, or once were brothers, whatever it was, with Vlade Divac and Petrovic.
Yeah.
And everyone back then was talking about Yugoslavia, and then those two countries split up. But, at the time, Yugoslavia had,
they were
producing
Peja Stojakovic, another one.
And even South American countries and Spain and things like that.
There was a lot of ball.
Think about Canada here, Obviously, the United States is always going to be number one.
Dominant. And what SGA has done, he is now the dominant force. I mean, you look at the historical numbers that he has, along with the championship, and they're he's on the best team, the best player, en route to probably competing. Not probably, they will compete for another championship this year. It'll be them or the Spurs coming out of the West.
Yeah. Hey, at the Players Championship, I'm talking about a Canadian golfers. I mean, Corey Connors has been one of the very best here in the last several years. He's on fire today. He's 4 under for the round today, and he's tied for the lead with Sepp Straka right now at 7 under par. And here's the good thing. The American networks are now showing a shot or two per round of Corey Connors or any Canadian.
Can you believe it?
Yes. I'm shocked, blown away at it. Connors, I don't know if he started on the back 9. No, I think he started on the front 9. Sepp Straka started on the back 9, I believe. He's at 2 under for the round. He's at 7 under as well. But there's a whole whack of golfers at 6 under and 5 under. This is going to be a hell of a finish. In case you're wondering, Duke, Maverick McNeely tees off right in the middle of Fantasy Frenzy, 11:42. Are you getting the itch to golf, Eddie, or what?
I am, kind of.
Okay.
Are you?
Are you setting your goal for 85 as well?
Absolutely.
You want to, like,
I'm not going to talk about it
You
as
know all
much.
about goal setting, right? Like goal, you know what goal setting and
Absolutely.
so
I know a thing or two.
okay. So like when you played football, did you say I want to have 8 sacks this year, 9 sacks, or did you set team goals? I want to be a part of back then, was it 18 games always when you played?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be part of 12-6 season.
Personal goals, absolutely. Yeah, I would set statistical numbers, but not every season. Because when you set statistical numbers and that's what you become fixated on, your play can sometimes go in the dumps because you're worried about the wrong things as opposed to playing good, solid, clean football or just sport in general. And when you're just worried selfishly about getting yours, say, for example, you have a stretch of bad games where you're not, statistically producing, then other things can start to impact your overall game. And that's not a good thing. That's how you end up cut.
So proper goal setting.
Okay, healthy goal setting.
So let's do this then this year. How about
I
Eddie?
just walked into your trap.
Yes, you did.
I just walked into it.
Just can you feel it's like that bear trap?
That's what, man, when you said that and then I said healthy, I thought, darn it.
Okay, instead of Eddie 85, let's go Eddie 88.
Yeah, I touched 88 a few times.
Okay.
I touched 87 last year.
Well, let's just do Eddie 88 to start the year. And then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, that 85, man, really messed with my head last year. It really did. I had a bad year compared to the year before.
Yeah.
Because of the year before, I had 83 and 84. Like I was busting 85 a couple times, but last year it was not good.
So for me, okay, Eddie, I was 80 last year a couple times. I was 81, I was 82. And then actually my game kind of went the other way, and then it came back at the end. So for me, I'm like, should I say, well, I want to crack 80? Well, to me, I don't know if that's I want to consistently be 82. And then maybe now I can sniff around something like 79 maybe sometime.
We'll say 87.
Oh, okay, Eddie 87?
Eddie 87.
Okay, we'll split the difference.
Just because I was a 97.
We'll split the difference.
Darrell Walker, 87. Double E.
Triple C in a truck. Here's one. We're talking about, recognition, credit for Canadian basketball players. He says, I think Alberta and Saskatchewan don't get enough recognition when it comes to sports. With the money that goes into Ontario, BC being so heavy and the coaches from there. And throw Manitoba in here too then.
Yeah, but Alberta is a really quiet hotbed for basketball. It is, man. There is some female and males playing in NC2A down south that are playing some high-level basketball that are from Alberta.
Yeah. So, we talk about Delaney Gibb. She's one of the
She's at BYU. Yeah,
she's second year at BYU,
killing it
and having a great sophomore season. So she's got a bright future ahead of her. There's so many great athletes in our province, and you consider yourself probably an Albertan
for sure.
Yeah, now after living so many years here, but I agree with that. I agree with that.
What?
MTR says, Karius has played golf multiple times a week for 60 years and never broken 80. I've broken 80, MTR. I have, but I didn't break it last year. So pay attention, MTR. There's a quiz later.
Do you golf, MTR? And
MTR,
if so,
I think MTR would have, I'll tell you what, I think Josh Fenwick has more athletic ability in his little pinky finger than MTR has in his entire body.
Ooh. MTR, can you also text in a photo of you or something? I'd love to see put a face to some of these names.
Well, he's had 2.5 months to pick up his booze here. He hasn't shown.
True.
We drank 3 of his beers a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's off the table. You better have taken that home.
How about this from SKS? KK, you and Duke need to stop ducking Eddie and I
for our golf match.
Ooh, I'm about that action.
So that is happening this year for sure. I can guarantee it.
SKS. Don't even worry about Duke. We just got to outplay KK a little bit. Boom. You like those shots fired, Duke? Catching strays over there?
I've been working on my game this winter.
Yeah, he's the only guy that's been.
I've been at Chucky Slick's sim quite a few times.
It, huh?
At least just been getting some swings in, not going to be feeling quite as stiff to open up the year. Now, take that for what it's worth. Maybe it's probably a nothing burger, but helps my mental approach, if nothing else.
MTR says, I've seen videos of Josh and his milk bag body. Don't disrespect me.
That is an unnecessary shot at Josh because he's not the one that said that. Kevin is. Kevin used Josh essentially as a shield there.
He sure did.
And now Josh just had to completely eat the shrapnel from that.
And
attack.
MTR, I'll have you know this. You want to come from my boy Fenny now. He went to the gym this morning. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get your leg workout in this morning, MTR? But you're not lying, MTR.
Jordan says MTR can't send a pic. The lighting in Mom's basement is good.
Yes. Here we go, boys. Here we go. I love it. Ding, ding, ding. Round 2.
Oh. HVAC Nick says, you guys want photos of us now? What color shirt do we wear? Well, purple if you want. How about the real Lauren, my buddy Lauren? LB, hey, Kevin. It's no wonder that you got beat up when you showed up in Yorkton wearing shirts like that. Yorkton, Lauren. Well, Lauren, you know as well as I do, we would go to Yorkton, and
of course
we would, there would be some
try and take all their girls,
take the girls home, back to Melville, and then send them back on the bus in the morning. That's how it worked, Lauren, and you know that.
The real pirate style.
And you know that. I'll tell you what, Yorkton, Lauren, go ask Grant Ottenbright. Big Otto.
The Otto, huh?
Yeah.
The Autobot.
No, Otto was a real tough guy back in, real tough. He played in the East Coast League with Erie. It was the Erie Panthers at the time. I actually got a phone call to go play there, Eddie, in '88, and was like, this is not good. Otto went there. He was there for a year, and we're friends. Otto asked me to go do a dinner in Yorkton here. But in Erie, I believe he's had over 500 penalty minutes in 1 year.
Jeez.
He was just a savage.
Yeah.
An absolute savage. So that's a long time ago. But hey, thanks that was a good little laugh, some good yucks at when it's not at your own expense, it just makes it so much better, doesn't it, Eddie?
Sometimes it's nice though.
And MTR is being a good sport too, big guy. When we come back, we'll go in or out with Eddie Steele on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick, presented by Sports Select on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our #1 selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk beef jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
NHL Star Sticks are back in McDonald's, and we're celebrating by going bigger.
Make that smaller, way smaller than ever before.
Collect the set and get one of 7 mini sticks with every NHL Star Sticks meal. Featuring McDavid, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, Makar, Celebrini, Reinhardt, and Montembeau. So get yours while they last. 1 stick per meal purchase. Limited time at participating Canadian restaurants.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business. It's happened again, and construction season is coming soon. Job delayed, money lost, and clients disappointed because your rigging failed and it wasn't inspected. Don't let this happen to you. Have your lifting slings, fittings, hoisting tools, and safety harnesses checked with Titan Supply. Titan Supply offers certified on-site and in-house rigging inspections and service, so they can repair it, replace it, and recertify it. Titan Supply in Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary, and at titansupply.ca. Lift, dig, haul.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
See, on Playlist Friday, I thought that, this is Eddie's last slot, and usually he requests this song. But you didn't request it.
Duke just had it locked and loaded.
I have no idea who it is, Duke, but who is it and who requested it? It's what?
Well, this is one I had requested in the past.
Oh,
Duke just had it off memory. S Club 7.
I decided some of Eddie's favorites when he doesn't have one on lock or ready to roll. I'll just dig into the archives and pull one.
It was about you too. Friday night, looking all right, feeling groovy, feeling
that
good.
shirt you're wearing, Kevin. That's a shirt made for an S Club party.
Absolutely.
Rowdy Roddy Piper's coming into town for supper tomorrow.
Rowdy
R.R. Piper. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. If you prefer the paper selection slips, we got you covered. Just go down to your local Lotto Spot retailer. It's 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Not Fred text in, Eddie, and goes, mentally, I think Eddie on the football field is strong like bull, but on the golf course, his mental fortitude is soft like butter. I think he would be easily rattled on the golf course. Kevin would eat him up and get in his head before the first hole.
No, not you, because I'm comfortable and know you.
Okay, well,
but
what happened the last time when we were out?
I feel
there's only one. There's the easiest way to get under Eddie's skin is start being a rule stickler with him, and then he gets riled up.
Yes. The court of public opinion will have something.
The court of public opinion would have their say about Eddie's under tree foot wedges.
There is.
Oh, I'm not counting that.
There is.
Well, I'm not counting that.
Hey man, what was the name of the fellow we golfed with? He leaned over to you in the cart and said, "Oh, if Eddie, I know Eddie can hit 85 if he plays by these rules." That's pretty funny though. I can get rattled for sure.
Yeah,
on the course, I can get rattled pretty quickly.
And MTR just texted in. Maybe we should set up a Sports 1440 golf event. I was lucky enough to be part of the Easter Seals tournament for many years, and this is I just decided it was time to move on from that. I had a wonderful run, Darla Zook, amazing. We had it at the Belvedere for many years.
Mm-hmm. Very successful.
Raised a lot of money.
Yes,
like
raised a ton.
1.8 million for
Well
kids,
done,
kids
KK.
with disabilities.
I don't think people realize, the efforts that you put forth for that, man.
Appreciate
Well
that.
done.
But I think Montana to Rice is on the right path here, and I think we're gonna look at something here. We'll wait till we can look at some possible venues and things like that, and maybe we can get together maybe a smaller tournament, because this was a large tournament. Like we had 180 golfers at times. So,
yeah, big time.
Yeah,
big time. This would be smaller scale, little different style of fun.
Like even Triple C just said, Eddie, you should start up a golf tournament for the Autism Society because of Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And this, Eddie and I, we discussed this. We talked about this a lot, and there's something in the works here. There's a lot of moving parts. I just want to let our listeners know about that. And I know our listeners would come out in droves. So I think it would be a nice event. Again, it's not an easy thing to put together, but maybe it's something that we could pursue, and we'll talk about that here in the next bit. Obviously, lots of time, and it's starting to feel like golf, as we said, with the players.
That itch with all this talk, having it on in the back. I've been on the sim a couple of times this off season. I have a group of guys that go and they play every Friday, actually, at around 9:30. Unfortunately, I'm usually going down and shooting Elks Nation. So the odd chance I do get to go and swing with them, it's nice. But the itch is there, KK.
Well, like all the golf stuff coming in, David Whitetail said, because he's going to Goose Hummock now, the Goose would love to be a part of it. We'll host Laid Back Lenny when does golfing with the G-Man start. So I think people around town, it's just winter. Like that's how we are. It's cabin fever. And then you get the weather like we're having this weekend, and you go, okay, enough's enough. But next weekend and now past that, we're looking at trying to get probably, I would say we're 6 weeks from golf.
I had my first round April 19th last year.
Yeah.
So we're a month away essentially.
5 weeks would
depending on
like that's 5 weeks. So if you could
now
somehow.
Speaking to I was down at Millwoods the other day, good listener, the super down there, Todd, he's a good cat, and I spoke with a few different supers around town and around the region, and so the guy gets to learn a little bit about the arbor. What do they call it? Arborist. I'm an arborist.
Yeah, arborist. Yeah.
So the grounds and whatnot, but the freeze thaw that we had this year is not good for the grass, not good for the ground, because what happened, the ground was still frozen, and we had that really nice weather period in January, right? So everything melts, but the ground's still frozen, so it just pools on top and then refreezes into solid ice. So that's not good for the fairways.
Well, the bigger thing is greens, right? So, but the technology is so much more advanced in the greenskeepers. Like I just use the ranch, for instance. They shut down early. Derek is amazing as far as the superintendent goes, and he's got everything in order. I've never, ever seen since Murray McCourt took over the ranch, I've never seen the conditions poor at the start of the year. Never. So you're staying past 9 now, Eddie. For sure.
I can't.
Too bad. Well, you're the one that's yakking here. Time now for In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. You need fast air conditioning service. Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, and installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke, Letterbuck.
The Oilers lose big in Dallas last night, 7-2, the final. Jason Robertson, 4 points. Jamie Benn, a couple tucks. Yesterday, during the show with Laddie, we highlighted 3 areas to maybe focus on as a viewer of the hockey game. The penalty kill against the Stars' second-ranked power play unit, the D-zone coverage, and Tristan Jarry in between the pipes. Call spade a spade. All 3 were pretty bad, but the worst, again, was the defensive zone play.
It's funny how those were the 3 things that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
All 3 of us basically had varying opinions, but we all had varying opinions, but we all agreed on everyone's answer.
Mhm.
That's the thing. So I'm going to go, yeah. I mean, the D zone play was atrocious. And the other things were a close second. So I'm in on this one.
Yep. And D zone play for sure.
Yeah. And again, you know, the penalty kill looked lost at times, and the goaltending was so far below average. You're not going to win with that ever.
This Oilers team too, sometimes they just look for the perfect play too much on offense instead of just get pucks on net, get someone in front.
Well, especially even on their own power play too. You know, just get it to the net.
They just try and have that extra pass sometimes that's too perfect.
Talk about this too, and Spec says the same thing. Like, and then all of a sudden they'll score, and there you got the number one power play in the league.
Yeah.
So what are you bitching about?
I know. Yeah.
It's such a fine line to walk when you're criticizing a group's power play. And even if we rewind back to the Colorado game, right? The 5-minute power play they had after the Nathan McKinnon penalty. And I think that was a very good power play, but they still cashed in a couple times in the night, and it was a big factor in them winning the hockey game. So it's tough to criticize. And on the goaltending front, just really quickly, I know we've talked about it quite a bit already this morning. I'll say this. I did not think Tristan Jarry was the reason they lost the game last night, but I also don't think he did anything to further their efforts in winning it, because I'm with you guys. I didn't really like the first goal, the way he reads it off the end boards, and all night, it to me, watching it seemed like he was really struggling to find the puck through traffic, kicking out some pretty big rebounds, pucks bouncing off of him where maybe they shouldn't. He clearly did not have it, and even on the goals you don't have a chance. Then all of a sudden, well, maybe stop the ones you do, aka the Robertson spin shot goal, the fifth one, whatever, right? You can dice it up a number of ways, but yeah, not good. Essentially across the board for the Oilers last night. Quick turnaround, however, they're back at it in St. Louis against the Blues, who all of a sudden are one of the hottest teams in the league, right up there with the Dallas Stars. Haven't lost it in the month of March. The Blues have, and they won last night in Carolina, despite wins in Colorado and Vegas to kick off this trip. It's crazy to say it, staring down the barrel of the conclusion tonight, but I think the Oilers need 2 points to deem the road trip a success.
I'm going to be in again. That's worst case scenario, Duke. They need to get this to overtime.
Sure.
So you get 5 out of 8. But you go 3 wins out of 4. And again, St. Louis is, that's a team that made a lot of adjustments at the trade deadline. They've been okay, as Spec said. I think they're 6-3-1 in their last 10. They've been okay since March rolled around. But yeah, they need this one, especially how they performed last night.
Yeah. The way they performed last night impacts it. I'm going to be on the other side. I don't think they need this win to be a success. Yeah, the overtime point would be really nice, but it's more going to be the eye test of how they come out and play for me. If they play a competitive game, well, it's St. Louis, so a competitive Oilers team probably should come out on the winning side against St. Louis.
It's the bigger picture too here. San Jose wins last night. The Sharks are 4 points back of the Oilers with 3 games in hand. They need this win tonight.
And Eddie, what you said, the nature in which they lost last night, I think that matters a lot, because there's things to feel positive about if you're an Oilers fan or watching this team because of how they won in Vegas and Colorado. But a lot of that gets washed away in last night's effort, at least in my opinion, that the goodwill that you've built up from a defensive standpoint and a couple good outings in the net. Tristan Jarry, it took all of one period to completely wipe all the goodwill he'd built from his fill-in performance that for Connor Ingram left the game the other night against Colorado. So it's a quick swing of momentum, even inside one's own locker room and within a fan base. So I'm with you, Kevin. I think they have to have these regardless of process. The result is actually what kind of dictates how we're feeling heading into the weekend and Sunday night's game against Nashville. Over to the gridiron, Kyler Murray has a new home. He's heading to Minnesota to try and follow in the footsteps of Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, to be inside Kevin O'Connell's quarterback room and resurrect his career. He will be competing with former top 10 pick J.J. McCarthy for the starter's job. I think he's going to win it. Kyler Murray, QB1 for the Vikings next season.
Here's the best thing about this, Duke. There's a headline in The Athletic. What's next for J.J. McCarthy? He's already
hasn't even played a snap yet in the purple and gold, but for Murray, but he's already the savior, and J.J. McCarthy needs a new draw.
Craziness. No, I'm in that. I think Kyler will be the starter come week 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. JJ needs, unless he comes out and has a wonderful training camp, they've given him a lot of leash. and he's had some opportunity to have some starts under his belt, and it has not paid off. Injuries have affected him and impacted him. We will see. But going into it, Kyler now is a proven NFL quarterback, and we've seen what Kevin O'Connell has done with less quarterbacks than what Kyler is. So you have to feel pretty optimistic.
Here's the question that I have pertaining to this. What kind of competition is it going to be?
Is it
gonna
a
be
real competition?
A legitimate, a real one? Is McCarthy going to get more of an opportunity because they still view him as the quarterback of the future? They do. There's no denying that.
For sure.
Or do they go, you know what? If Kyler Murray performs better in preseason, we're going to go with him, and then they'll have McCarthy maybe tutor under him?
I don't think that it's a desperation point yet, but I think Kevin O'Connell needs to get wins. He, again, has a long runway, and, there's some forgiveness there because JJ got hurt, and last year just wasn't the year for their quarterback position. And we know how good of a mentor he is for quarterbacks. But at a certain point, you got to win games too. And I think it's going to boil down to what quarterback can we win with right now.
How about this? What kind of chemistry do you think Kyler Murray will have with Justin Jefferson?
We shall see.
I'll be honest. I don't think he can get any worse than the chemistry he had with JJ McCarthy.
You saw how frustrated Jefferson was last year.
So, and if we actually just look at Kyler Murray, the football player, where are his strengths, right? For a guy of his stature, he can absolutely throw the ball. Like that is a strength of his. The mobility, the escapability is an asset of his. The size is the very clear and obvious detraction from his game. The Vikings are built to be a team that throws the ball a lot. And whether it be buying time to give really good players like Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison time to get open, I think this is a fit. And I don't know how long it will be a fit for, but I would not be surprised if Kyler Murray is the starter from wire to wire for the Vikings next season.
There you go. You're in on that.
Oh, 100%.
I was going to ask you, Duke.
He's in like a fiddler's elbow.
But I'm not in and out. I'm just in.
No, he just in. He stays
I'm just in. I'm in like a seized piston.
Oh, seized.
Oh, no. Too bad Laddie wasn't here for that. Next line.
Team Canada playing in the quarterfinal at the World Baseball Classic today. For the first time, they advanced out of the group play stage. They will take on the United States. First pitch coming just after 6 o'clock tonight from south of our border. If Canada wins this game and ousts the Americans for their own pastime, I'm pegging it at a 5% level of retribution for the result of the Olympic gold medal hockey game.
I'm going higher, Duke.
I bounce back and forth on this, Kev. I had 10%, but I thought that might be a little too rich.
The only thing is that being a humble country, we would go, okay, this is great. But let's be honest, the Americans did not take hockey away from us. Like, it's such a stupid comment.
And how many of those like real hockey people and listen, like I said, we have Wyshynski on. He loves to poke the bear and prod. It's all in good fun. He doesn't actually believe that, but he can still celebrate the fact that the Americans won. That's all good. Now, if Canada were to win this game, and maybe there are some Canadians that are a little more out there and try to push it back in the Americans' face, how do they react? Well, to me, it's pretty simple. There's like, this is a exhibition. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Who cares? That's just what they do. When they lose, you brush it aside. When you win, it's for all the glory in the world.
Man, I hope they can win tonight.
No doubt, I'm in on this for sure. How about Dallas fans too? Still at it, USA. Come on, guys.
I'll be honest. Watching the game last, and it got mentioned on the broadcast. Spec mentioned it, and I think Gregor mentioned it too this morning. Like, this Stars team, you have to think that there's a little bit of extra jam every single time they play the Oilers. Like, this is a team that has, as underdogs, beat you in 2 straight Western Conference finals. You were favored in both those series. People thought it was your year, myself included. And the Oilers came in and took your lunch money from you. And you've had their number in the regular season. That goes back several years now. But this year, you've mollywopped them a couple times saying, we're not leaving any room for doubt this time. We want this, and we want it all the way. I think it's a good message to send. And then you get the physical element of it. You got I cannot pronounce that guy's name for the life of me. The little weasel player.
The rat fink.
Herosian?
Yesterday for
Ritzkovian.
Thank you. Because I got that other guy with the weird name on the back of his jersey too. That's just like the 4 letters. But anyway, Ritzkovian, like he's poking the bear. He's newer to this as one of the newer players in this Dallas team. I like it. I think it makes for a great rivalry. And for those of, maybe a handful or more years older than me, this rivalry goes back to the 90s, of course, and in a different era where the Stars were the team that bullied the Oilers a lot, especially come playoff time. So
and the other guy, I think it's pronounced Huru.
Huru, yeah.
And it's
even though there's like a C in there.
I don't know if there's a C in there, Duke. It's just Hyry.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah,
but still not exactly phonetic.
No, Huru.
Finally, so Kevin, if 5% is too low, quickly just jump on from this. What percentage you giving it for a retribution level?
I'll go 20%.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go 20%.
So you think if Canada were to win this game 5 times over, it would be equal to winning the gold medal Olympic game?
When you phrase it like that.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to win it like 20 times to equal it.
I don't know. I just want Canada to win.
I think I might have just confused Kevin because we brought math into the equation, which I actually know not his strength. That's okay. Not a math show. Today is Smart and Sexy Day.
Ooh, this is his strength.
That could be the subtitle of this program.
How they feel.
I'm the smart, Kevin's the sexy. The most attractive, non-physical Kevin.
Non-physical.
Mind out of the gutter. Non-physical attribute that somebody can have is wit.
Wit is good. This one's good. I like wit, humor. I'm going to go with kindness, though, Duke.
Kindness.
Kindness.
Is kindness your, what do they call that? Your love language?
Well, if you kill them with kindness, like if someone's overly kind, how could,
What are you talking like pulling a chair out and opening the door here or what?
Just anything. I think kindness would be.
Okay. What's the end goal here for you? If with this question,
are you talking to me or Eddie?
Both of you guys. Okay, but Eddie, we gotta go back to single
the most
Eddie.
Attractive.
We're going back to single
non-physical
Eddie.
attribute.
We're going back to single Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get you into trouble.
No, for sure.
Okay.
I would want a kind person, a kind soul, a good person.
I'm looking at it from the female perspective.
Okay.
What they're looking for outside of, as Duke says, outside of the physical attributes. So if you were trying to persuade.
Absolutely. If you're trying to game a girl,
a woman.
For sure.
So you're saying kindness still.
Physical attributes aside.
Okay.
Yeah. How am I going to do that? How am I going to win her is what you're saying. Yeah. Humor is obviously a good thing, but can't always be funny. There's a time and a place for humor, but kindness, if you can always be like a gentle, kind person, I think that trumps all.
Kind people will always be kind, Eddie. That's what they say.
Wit's at the top of the list for me, Duke.
I just think about when you're maybe in these, call it preliminary stages, and you can have a little tete-a-tete with someone else. I think it's fun. It kind of like you're naturally drawn in to keep being engaged with, whether it be a conversation or an interaction, whatever. I really covet that. Too bad Laddie's not in here today. He would write this down in his continued list.
He would be on Duke like crazy.
So
wit, charm, Duke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Charm.
We're after 9.
Conversationalist.
Yeah, conversationalist.
Because
that's another
people
one.
I think the go-to answer is always like a sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. That's pretty broad. But also, for me, a certain type of sense of humor doesn't exactly get the job done. It doesn't move the ball down the field. Like if you're more crude humor, that's great from time to time. But I'd rather have some cleverness, some wit, some jokes that you have to think about it for a second and then be like, that's pretty good.
I think, like a woman always likes to have a chuckle. And it could be, as you said, Duke, it doesn't have to be you're telling a crazy joke or anything like that. It could be your perspective on what you're seeing or what maybe you're watching a program and you come up with a comment, just something. And as long as she's thinking on is the same lines as you are,
right?
Then you're on the same page and you're going to get that little chuckle,
Okay. I have an internet for you guys before I have to hit the road here right away. For physical attractive.
Okay.
What are you guys in or out on?
Tops or bottoms?
Tops or bottoms?
Physical. Physical.
My favorite physical attribute in a woman is her soul.
Oh,
That doesn't even answer Eddie's question at all.
What? That's physical ish.
That's so political.
You know what I like, Eddie? I really like a nice pair of eyes.
There you go. So I'll take the eyes. So top, that's top.
Some nice old
Top.
owl eyes.
Yeah, the
Woo-hoo,
If
woo-hoo.
we're simply splitting it top or bottom, then it's top because I also like arms. I really like arms.
I'm opposite of you guys.
You're the legs. You're a legs
Yeah,
man.
I'm a lower. Nay. Bye, guys. Love you.
Oh, come on now. We got a couple.
Yeah, I got
minutes here.
Tyrell Ford coming in
What
at
time?
9:30.
Well, that's okay.
Eddie, did you see that video of Tyrell putting the skates
I did,
on?
the skates on.
Good for him.
I pulled my earphones out and everything, guys.
Yeah, good for him.
He's out of
Yeah, it's good. I'm going to talk to him about that.
Okay.
But 9:30, so I got to buzz downtown.
All right.
Don't
Plus,
wanna
you still
keep
got
our
to
guests
take
late.
care of business after
No,
those
no,
McDonald's,
I'm not Kevin Karius.
McDonald's
What are you
breakfast
talking about
sandwiches.
that?
This Kevin
Come on.
Karius had to scramble today.
I was
Ooh,
just
in
fine.
between breaks.
He was
too.
huffing when Spec came back on.
Whatever.
Still catching his breath.
Whatever.
And then he says, "Hey, go check my plumbing in the middle stall."
Yeah. Eddie's going to go in there to take a leak before heading downtown, and the bathroom's going to be flooded because Kevin clogged the can.
Oh, come on, you guys.
Probably left the dirty toilets.
Oh, man.
Terrible. That's In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. Check them out at prosolutionsinc.ca. Thanks, Eddie. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Lots to talk about. Oilers will be playing Nashville Sunday night, so another thing to look at and talk about for us on Sunday night to Monday morning. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we've got Paul Sir from Hoop City and also Levi Weaver from The Athletic to talk a little Major League Baseball. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high-quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers losing big last night in the Lone Star State. 7-2 the final in favor of the Dallas Stars. Jamie Benn, a pair of goals. Jason Robertson, 4 points in the victory. Around the rest of the NHL, 13 of the games, including the Sharks, doubling up on the Bruins to pick up a pivotal 2 points in the Western Conference playoff race. 4-2 the final from Boston. Caps over the Sabres 2-1. Leafs beat the Ducks 6-4. Flames get past the Devils 5-4. Lightning get back in the win column with a win over the Red Wings 4-1. Blues top the Hurricanes 3-1. Preds fall to the Canucks 4-3 in a shootout. And the Avalanche, they beat the Kraken 5-1. In the association, full slate of games, but history made in Oklahoma City as Shea Gilgeous-Alexander passes Wilt Chamberlain for most consecutive games with at least 20 points. He had 35 in the Thunder's 104-102 win over Boston. Canadian Jamal Murray put up 39 points as the Nuggets beat San Antonio 136-131, and Luka Doncic 51 on the board. Lakers top the Bulls 142-130. In case you missed it, last night from the NFL offseason, Minnesota Vikings signing Kyler Murray to a 1-year contract. Murray cut by the Arizona Cardinals earlier this week. The Vikings will pick up just $1.3 million of its $36.8 million salary for 2026. And from the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass, Canadian Corey Connors currently tied atop the leaderboard with Sepp Straka at 8 under. Connors is through 6 holes. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Paul Sir from Hoop City, as well as Levi Weaver from The Athletic, covering the major leagues of baseball. I'm Brandon Douglas, that's your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, healing doesn't have to feel heavy, because in our SwimX aquatic therapy pools, you literally float your way to recovery. Whether you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, joint injuries, post-surgical rehab, chronic pain, balance issues, mobility challenges, or just feeling a little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Mr. Rooter kinda speaks French.
Je m'appelle Monsieur Rooter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Rooter. Your name is Mr. Rooter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Ah, oui, right this way. For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Rooter.
The weather doesn't care about your shift or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable, water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all 3 of our Edmonton job site Workwear locations.
Job site Workwear, tough different job.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:09 in Edmonton. Quick little segment before we get to Paul Sir from Hoop City at 9:20. We got Levi Weaver from The Athletic covers Major League Baseball coming up at 9:40. Kelsey Mitchell in studio with us at 10 bells. Hey, speaking of the Olympics and Paralympics, congrats again now to Natalie Wilkie. She captured her second biathlon gold this morning at the Milano Cortina Paralympics. It's her fourth medal of the games, her 11th career medal. So unbelievable Paralympic games. So her second biathlon gold of the Olympics, winning the women's standing sprint pursuit for her fourth medal in as many events. So unbelievable performance by Natalie Wilkie. And the Canadian wheelchair team, curling, got to think about this. They were down 7-5 to Korea.
Stole three
in
the final end to win to advance through to the gold medal game.
Yeah, stole 3 because they won 8-7, and now they will play in the gold medal game. Thanks for the help on that. Duke, text 833-401-1440. It is Playlist Friday. That was from our request line. We still might have a slot open, not sure, but if you got a request, I know Jumpin' Jack Flash sent in about 10 again, Duke, so we can always go back to him. IMAX says, at the bar, Eddie, nice guys finish last. You got to be funny and confident. Appearance opens the door for sure. From there, it's the humor, then the ability to listen and have a real conversation. All right, Eddie, I know you're listening. Corey Connors continues to impress so far at the Players' Championship. He's tied with Sepp Straka at 8 under par. He's played 6 holes. Xander Schauffele's having a pretty good round 2 here as well. He is 2 whacks back. So the Canadian Corey Connors having a good run here in round number 2. He's 5 under for the day through 7 now, and he's tied with the lead with Sepp Straka. You know, as for the other Canadians, looking at them yesterday, a couple of them got off to good starts, then fell back a little bit in Nick Taylor and Taylor Penrith. We'll see how they can kind of compete as things go on. Xander Schauffele at 6 under, Alex Smalley at 6 under, Cameron Young, Austin Smotherman also at 6 under par, then a whole whack of golfers at 5 under, including Maverick McNeely, who tees off at 11:42.
Hey, what do you guys think of getting together a little Sports 1440 golf get together for the sometime in the summer here?
Well, I'll be honest, Kev. Something tells me that the way this would shake out is that be a shotgun start around 8, 9 in the morning on a weekday.
I don't know.
And I would be in here working.
No, I think, Duke, we would do it in the afternoon.
Just a guess.
No, I think it would be an afternoon.
Okay.
Because you would have to be there for sure. And Benny as well. So if we, you would have to book off the afternoon somehow. I would say we would have to do it something like at 1 o'clock. That work, Duke?
Well, anything works for me. I'm very flexible.
I mean, we could work it out. Slurpee Sean's 100% in.
But listen, yeah, to the actual idea itself, it's a slam dunk.
It's like I said, I've worked on the tournament for a long time. Darla Zook is I would have never been able to do this tournament without her. But this would be a lower scale, because we had incredible sponsorship. I mean, even again, Terry O'Flynn and Rick Stanton at Prism Flow are presenting sponsors for 15 years or whatever it was, just to have them on board. ATB was a sponsor for so many years. Champion Concrete was these guys were always there. And sometimes and these guys are always doing charitable stuff and donating to certain events and causes. But sometimes, things just have to come to an end. But this would be more of a smaller scale event just to kind of have everyone involved and have everybody up and running with it. I think it would be something cool. MTR says he'd take the day off to play even. Wow. That's impressive, Duke. After he called you a certified milkman.
As I said, hey, you can take the guy off the dairy farm. Doesn't necessarily mean you can take the dairy farm out of the guy.
Cat Dad says, I thought that's what interns were for, so you could get the day off.
Well, some interns more reliable. We're going to leave an intern to run the entire morning show while Kevin and I go and golf. That seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
And you know what? To do a tournament, you have to have some certain planning and have, it just doesn't, when you're putting together an event like this, it just doesn't all come together in a couple of days. You're working at this for months. So I think it's something that we can look at here, Duke, and our listeners are so great. I would have no problem to say, if we were doing, normally a shotgun, if you had 25 to 30 teams, I would be stunned if we weren't jam-packed and full.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, hey, coming up at 9:20, we got Paul Sir. I was reading Paul's, what is it called? 3+1? Is that his 3? Yeah, 3 from D +1 though, isn't it? 3 from D +1. But 3 from D +1 is what it's called. Edition 9. I was reading it this morning, and he was talking about his mom, visiting his mom in Iowa. So I want to get Paul's thoughts on that when we come back. Also, Levi Weaver from The Athletic will check in as well. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. It's so easy to play. Just visit sportselect.com, generate a QR code, check the how to play videos. It's a step-by-step process. Sportselect.com, 100% legal. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Paul Sir, when we come back to talk a little hoops. Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Tomorrow night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in Carbonite for the annual Star Wars game. Catch characters on the concourse for out-of-this-world selfies. Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. Plus, the Oil Kings will wear special Star Wars-themed jerseys that'll be auctioned and raffled off in support of Sorrentino's Compassion House.
7 p.m. tomorrow. Great family entertainment at Rogers Place starts at just $20 a seat. Save on day of game pricing now at oilkings.ca.
NHL Star Sticks are back at McDonald's, and we're celebrating by going bigger.
Make that smaller, way smaller than ever before.
Collect the set and get one of 7 mini sticks with every NHL Star Sticks meal. Featuring McDavid, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, Makar, Celebrini, Reinhardt, and Montembeau. So get yours while they last. 1 stick per meal purchase. Limited time at participating Canadian restaurants.
Divorce is never easy, but Fairway Divorce Solutions can help.
Their clear step-by-step process addressed all our issues, and we moved through the process quickly.
Fairway didn't take sides. They saved us money and heartache.
My ex, the kids, and I feel like we'll all be okay.
At Fairway Divorce Solutions, trained mediators and in-house lawyers will move your divorce process forward in a professional and efficient manner to achieve a fair resolution and separation agreement. Visit fairwaydivorce.com.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there? All-Star Construction, that's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrovacing, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. And yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today. The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk. And it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
You started wearing it to guys' night.
Nice toque, you hoser.
Then you started wearing it to work.
Nice toque, you hipster.
But the truth is, you're not a hoser or a hipster. You're just trying to hide your hair loss. I'm Dr. Vance Elliott, and for over 2 decades, I've used the latest techniques to help thousands save their hair, including my own. Come see me today to explore your options. By the time it warms up enough to take off the toque, you could have a head of hair you won't want to hide. Go to drvanceelliott.com today.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
You're listening to Sports 1440 and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Sports 24/7. We are Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:20 in Edmonton. Can't beat that intro song for our next guest, which is the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator sport packages are here. Great selection. So many colors to pick from. $49.9 gets you behind the wheel. A brand new Jeep Gladiator under $50,000. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com as we welcome in Paul Sir from Hoop City. Good morning, Paul. You're with Kevin Karius. As always, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Well, Kevin, as always, two quick things. When you play a song by my son, it's such a combination of pride and sorrow. So thank you for doing it. And secondly, I'm sorry I was stalking you this week to get on the show to talk about Bam's 83 points. But
no worries, man. No worries at all. And for sure, great points for sure. I was reading the 3 from D+1 edition that you just sent to me and everyone else a couple of days ago. And you were talking about visiting your mom in Iowa. Can you share that with our listeners, Paul?
Yeah. I grew up in a small town in Iowa, one stoplight, 4,000 people. The school I went to had 150 students in the grades 9 through 12. little gym with a warp in the floor, seated about 300 people, but it was packed every game. Every game was an experience. And my parents, who had 8 children, and I'm the oldest of 8, supported us all along the way. My dad was a really good basketball and baseball player. My mom, 8 kids in 13 years. She just tried to stay afloat. And, but mom was always a huge supporter. And we lost my dad about 15 years ago. But mom, with all of her health stuff at 92, still loves basketball, watches it as best she can with impaired vision all the time. And we watch Big Ten tournament. She's a huge Hawkeye fan, was long before Caitlin Clark. So she's not a bandwagon hopper, as I mentioned in my article. But we had some really fun times watching hoops together, talking hoops together. I've got a nephew with a great player, as a couple of great players coming up. And we're a basketball family. So going back to my roots, and my hometown is always really special. And spending time, of course, with my mom is just always fantastic. And basketball has been a big part of our lives.
Well, the two things that I really noticed, you say your mom's 5'2" and 100 pounds, and I'm thinking of all the height in the Surf family. I was thinking, okay, that's coming from the other side, I guess.
It is. It is. I had an uncle on my dad's side, a brother that was 6'7", like about 290, and dad was 6'3". But mom, she's diminutive at best. But we were all 6'3" to 6'5", and the 5 boys. So there's some height there. My sisters are tall. So
and then the other one too, Paul, you said all the siblings maybe accounted for well over 6,000 points. Wouldn't it be cool to get your hands on some of those game sheets from back in the day from high school ball there?
Well, it really would. I've still got some of mine, and I have three of my brothers at our public school still have school records. I was there for a basketball game, and you could see their names up there emblazoned. I'm still the leading scorer in the family, though.
Absolutely.
I just always make sure I remind them of that. I always say those were really nice efforts, guys.
I love the stories. I love those.
Big guy.
I love those stories. Paul Sir from Hoop City, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. So I know you want to talk about Bam Adebayo and his 83 points. You have some comments in 3+1 on its way, talking about what you say, the Bam Sham. Please expand, Paul.
Well, on one hand, the thing I like about this discussion is it's so layered, because you've got a guy who accomplished something historic displacing the venerated, gone way too soon Kobe Bryant with 81, scored against the Raptors. And now you get into peeling the onion about where everybody stands on this. Like, the way Bam got to this was the Miami team pulling out all the stops in the fourth quarter, doing everything they can to, fouled Washington right away when they got the ball, so they have to shoot free throws so they get more possessions, going to Bam right away. Bam, didn't even shoot 50% from the field to get his 83, took a record number of free throws in NBA history. So you get into all of the things, but the bottom line is he scored 83 points. It'll be in the record book. He didn't break any rules. Yeah, it's a bit of a sham, certainly. But I say that, and I say it with a bit of affection. It's like, it's not normal basketball, but so what? It's abnormal, and it gives us something to really talk about. And he still had to score the 83, and he did. So man, oh man, does that bring life to the league?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't remember too many people talking about Bam Adebayo all season long until the last couple of days.
And for good reason. Yeah. There's not much to talk about. He's a solid NBA player. I mean, he played for the USA in the Olympics. Like, he's really good. He's not that good. I mean, that was twice as many points as his biggest game ever. In that game. It was one of those freak evenings, but it had to be the same for Wilt. I mean, even though Wilt averaged that season that he scored 100, 50.2 32 points per game, 100 points is still something extraordinary. And so I just think, you know, you're talking about history books and how you got there. Did you break the code, if you want to call it that? Absolutely, to get what you wanted. But on the other hand, what I think the great outcome is it gives us all a chance to express our points of view and be outraged or completely enamored, however you fall. Make any rules, he broke the record, he'll be in the record book. And it also calls into question, now people are finally saying, well, maybe Wilt's record is within shot. And my retort would be, yeah, if you want to do what they did with Bam, you're probably right. You could do that, but it's not going to happen organically. That's for sure.
Yeah. Paul Sir with us on Sports 1440. I also said earlier in the week that we haven't been talking about Wilt Chamberlain like we have for the last week for a long, long time as well, Paul. But now SGA with 127 consecutive games with 20 plus points. And we were also talking about, you know, maybe Canadian basket players don't get the credit they deserve on the world stage. So maybe just a thought on 127 in a row last night for SGA and that other comment about the Canadian basketballs on the world stage.
Canadian, well, number one, I was watching the game last night. I wanted to watch history unfold. To your mentioning about Wilt, I mean, Wilt was a giant physically, a giant athletically, and look what the legacy he left, that it took 63 years for this to happen. There are records like DiMaggio's, I think it's 56 game hitting streak, John Stockton's 15,000 plus assists, almost seems unreachable. Wilt's 100 games, this almost seemed unreachable as well. But SGA's shot that he hit to break the record was indicative of how great he was. It was around the free throw line. He used 3 or 4 pump fakes on his defender before he took the shot and kissed the bottom of the net. And I think, Kevin, SGA is the consummate pro. He works incredibly hard. He is so dialed in, and he's the second leading scorer in the league, accomplishing what he's accomplishing, defending MVP, defending NBA champ, and he's still an unselfish player and it seems like a really grounded, good human being. So he embodies all of the best qualities of a basketball player. But I also think, to your point about Canadian basketball players, it shines a spotlight on what Canadian basketball players are accomplishing. Lou Dort was on the floor. I'm not a huge fan, but he's still out there, and he's regarded as one of the best players, best defenders in the league. But last night as well, Jamal Murray put on a huge display. I think he had 36 when Denver beat San Antonio in the Wemby-less Spurs last night. But Murray was spectacular. So you've got.
Might have just lost Paul, sir. We'll try to hook up with him again. Just a drop out there, talking about SGA's reaching 127 consecutive games of plus 20 points or more. Also, we have to still talk about the game of the day, which is the Raptors in Phoenix. We'll touch on that as soon as we hook up with Paul once again. That's the game of the day. And can the Raptors finally beat a team that's got a winning record, a similar record to what the Raptors have? Have we got Paul back here? Paul, can you hear us?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so
maybe sorry.
Just continue on with that thought, Paul, about the fact of Canadian basketball and where it stands for you, maybe on the world stage here.
Well, on the world stage, I think Canada has continued to progress to the point where in 2028, even though we fell short in Paris, in 2028, they have to be considered one of the serious threats to medal in LA. We have continued to get better and better. And what I always like to look at is how in general, things have to progress in a certain way. You have to reach new plateaus to know you can do it before you strive for the next plateau. And to me, the biggest plateau broken by a Canadian that has propelled this nation forward as a basketball power was Steve Nash being a 2-time MVP. And demonstrating that a Canadian can do it. Now you know it's real. And that has continued to escalate where we used to have we had a lot of players in the NBA, but they were role players, not focal point players. Now you've got the reigning MVP. You've got an all-star, first-time all-star in Jamal Murray. You have all these Canadians excelling at a very high level, continuing to move up the basketball global food chain as some of the best players in the world. So that's a real hopeful sign. The gap still are the big guys. Zach Edey hasn't played this year, but I think if Canada has a shot at meddling, it will have to be with Zach Edey there, because one thing we do not still have are real strong interior players. The guards and the wings, we're fine. If we can shore that up, if Zach will play, he didn't last time, if he'll play and he's healthy, and there's another big or two that emerge that can replace Kelly and Dwight from Dallas and fill that gap, I just think we're in a really great spot. And Canada should take a tremendous amount of pride in not just the fact that we have the second most players in the NBA, but the fact that the players that we have there are among the best in the NBA.
Paul Sir with us from Hoop City on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Our game of the day is going to be the Suns and the Raptors tonight. So it's been a rough go for the Raptors lately, losing 4 of their last 5, but they got a chance here to maybe get back on track against the Suns, and they'll be on the second of a back-to-back. What do you make of this game tonight where the Raptors desperately need a win here?
They do desperately need a win, and I'm wondering, Kevin, I've started to ask the hard question of, all right, has the adrenaline worn off, and are now the Raptors as good as they are? And I don't know if I phrased that correctly, but maybe they're not that good is part of what I'm feeling. Like, you're seeing some of the limitations that this team has. And by that, here's what I mean specifically. Quickly can be really good, but he also makes a lot of mistakes that elite point guards don't make. RJ Barrett, not a great defender, kind of a strange scorer in that he has a very specific skill set, not a great three-point shooter, but he's good. He's good. Scotty Barnes, I think we're starting to understand who Scotty Barnes is. And I hate to say it this way, but Scotty has a ceiling. And that I think is worrisome if you're looking at Scotty and saying he's our A guy. He's a great, versatile, all-around player. But, he'll have nights where he's got 8 or 10 or 12 points. And that can't happen when that's your A guy. And it's not just once in a blue moon. It's becoming more frequent now where his output and productivity is subpar. You've got Ingram, who can be very good, but I've shared with you my concerns about him as well. And I look at him and once again, limitations. Hurdle does what he does. Limitations. Bench, limitations. Maybe they're just not that. You know what I'm saying is maybe I look at them and I'm thinking they're going to be 8th to 10th. When the season is done, they're going to be 8th to 10th in the East. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a dry spell. Every team has them.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just wondering does this demonstrate that the Raptors really do have to make some moves to take this team to the next level?
Hey, Paul, for Hoop City tomorrow, I would imagine Selection Sunday will be a big part of the show.
Big part of the show. We've got Ben Golliver on. We're going to talk about the Bam the Sham. We're going to talk about, I've got Kevin Lehman, a longtime NCAA Division I broadcaster. We're going to talk March Madness, Selection Sunday, talk some WNBA, talk about Canada, basketball in Canada. It's going to be a great show.
Oh, sounds good. As always, Paul, thanks for coming on. Have a great show tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, Kevin. Thank you.
Paul Sir from Hoop City, that you can hear tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock till 12 with Josh Fenwick here on Sports 1440. And that was the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where, hey, the clear-out remains on the Jeep Wrangler 2025 Saharas. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. Right in the middle of that interview, Corey Connors holed out on 9 I don't know how far he was away, but it was a long shot. It was probably 100 and some yards. I didn't see the yardage. I just saw the ball go in the hole. So it was obviously an eagle. He went from 7 under to 9 under and now leads the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass. When we come back, we're going to talk a little baseball, World Baseball Classic, and Major League Baseball with Levi Weaver from The Athletic on the Kevin Karius Show. Presented by Sports Select with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, are excited to be back on the ice at the brand new Thompson Family Arena. Be part of the action and enjoy some of the best junior hockey Canada has to offer by experiencing a Saints game for your next outing. Tickets range from $10 to $17 with free parking and some of the best food and drink specials in town. For more information on tickets and how you can become a partner, go to sgsaints.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
The Price is Right, live at the Brick. Come on down to any Brick location for your chance to win over $300,000 in prizes. They're giving away shopping sprees, mattresses, appliance packages, big screen TVs, and so much more. Plus, this Saturday, play for up to $1,000 off your purchase. Everyone who makes a purchase is a winner. The price is always right at the Brick. The Brick, saving you more. Some conditions apply. See in-store for details. For almost half a century, families, farmers, and mechanics across Alberta have trusted Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlock. Why? Because we know cars and we know value. Hi, Lisa here. And whether it's keeping your work truck hauling or getting your teenager's first car back on the road, Ed's has the parts you need at prices you can afford. Reliable, affordable, local. That's Ed's Auto Salvage. With province-wide shipping and daily delivery to Edmonton, visit us at edsautosalvage.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 941 in Edmonton. Time to talk a little baseball with Levi Weaver from The Athletic. Covers the majors plus the WBC. Good morning, Levi. You're with Kevin Karius. As always, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
So, Levi, we got a good one tonight. We're really looking forward to this quarterfinal match in the World Baseball Classic. Between Canada and the USA. Maybe just get your thoughts on Team USA, what everything happened and what they went through and all the stuff that was said before and then even after the game against Italy and how we're set for a matchup against the Canadians tonight.
Yeah, sorry, my phone cut out for the first half of your question, but I think I got most of it.
Perfect,
yeah. So Team USA, a quick assessment. I think they've been the least fun team to watch this entire World Baseball Classic. And I don't know, maybe I can say that on Canadian radio. I just feel like every team has been having just the time of their lives, right? Like the joy the heartbreak, the emotion has been pure sport. And then the Americans have kind of come in with their sort of stand straight and salute, and we're doing this for the troops, and we are not going to shake Randy Arozarena's hand, and this is serious business. And it's just kind of, the vibes are just wretched. Like,
so why don't they want to embrace it, Levi? Why not?
I've got some theories, and listen, it's not like they're all bad people. It's, you know, it's just, this is, gosh, if we want to just really get philosophical about it, like this is the culture, right? Like this is American culture, and it's been really eye-opening to me to, you know, not just this WBC, but when you watch the Olympics and people go, man, I'm doing this for my people back home, or, you know, Vlad Guerrero hits a home run and he's doing hi mom into the camera, and it's, you know, I'm doing this for my people, my country. I really appreciate this. And the U.S. is like, we're doing this for the troops. And it just feels, you know, we're in the middle of a war, and it's very serious, and we're just sort of taught to that's the only form of patriotism. And I feel like every other country has kind of figured out that there are a lot of ways to be patriotic. You can be patriotic because you love your people. You can be patriotic because you have family. You can be patriotic because you are proud of where you're from. Those are perfectly acceptable ways to be patriotic. And I don't mean this as any sort of a slight to the soldiers that are in danger. You know, that's not what this is, but it just feels like that's the only way we're really taught to be patriotic in this country. And on a stage like the World Baseball Classic, it just doesn't translate to a good time. Every other country has been more fun to watch as a result.
Yeah, none more so than Italy, for sure. But when I see Bryce Harper take the podium and the microphone and go, you know, if this were the Olympics, we would be a lot more serious about it. To me, that doesn't make sense. If you don't want to be there, then don't play. Tarek Skubal, if you don't want to be there and play and pitch, then don't come. You know, that's the problem that I have more with the American angle here, Levi.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Harper's comments are probably representative of him, not necessarily of the whole team. And I don't get the sense that they don't care. And even with Skubal, like he said in an interview, he kind of expected it to be sort of this exhibition game, all-star game vibe, and he got there and realized that it wasn't. And it really wanted to stay. And so it just became a situation where if he stayed, he wasn't going to get to pitch on opening day for the Tigers, and he had to prioritize that. I understand that. It is, the timing of the tournament is never going to be perfect. And so for Skubal, it became a difficult decision once he got there and realized, and I think we've heard that from a lot of players before. You know, Mike Trout was the same way. He was like, listen, now that I've done it, you guys have to come do this. It's not what you think. This is the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. So I think they do take it seriously. I think maybe Bryce Harper, I talked to him at the All-Star game when it was in Texas in, what was that, 22 or 23? And he was talking about the Olympics then. Like, he's been on the Olympics kick for a while. So I just think that's something that's in particular important to him. But I think the other players are, at least, you know, they do want to win. They're taking it seriously.
Would they ever shut this down like the NHL shuts down for the Olympics and shut down Major League Baseball in the middle around the All-Star game? So get rid of the All-Star game, take another week off, and they might have to start the season earlier or whatever like that. Would that ever happen, do you think?
I wouldn't have said so, but in recent comments, the commissioner seems to be somewhat confident that it might happen. So the trick is that it's just going to be a logistical nightmare, because there are a lot of players that aren't going to play in either the Olympics or the All-Star game or whatever. There are already studies showing that, you know, with this epidemic of arm injuries, when do we see the most of them? It's sort of when guys return to action. And a lot of that will happen right after the All-Star break because guys took time off. If that break is even longer, teams and players are just going to have to be very diligent to, like, keep getting their work in and don't just take a rest. Don't just go on vacation, because otherwise we're going to see even more injuries than we already do.
Levi Weaver from The Athletic covers Major League Baseball. So what do you make of this Canadian-USA game tonight, Levi? We got Mike Soroka starting for Canada, Logan Webb, it looks like, for the USA. What's your take on what would be A historic win for Canadian baseball if it were to happen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Canada's already gone further this year than they've ever gone before, right? So I said coming into the tournament that I think they were kind of my dark horse. I really like their lineup. They've got a lot of big leaguers on the team, more than they've really ever had before. The thing, if I'm rooting for Canada, I look at is, first up, they got the United States, which does have a sort of dream team element to it. Mm-hmm. If they beat the United States, they're going to have to more than likely face the Dominican Republic, who I think is the other favorite. And if they beat them, by the way, in the final, they're probably going to face Japan. Those are the three teams coming in that everybody was like, those are the three. Those are the three that have a chance to win it.
Right.
If Canada can slay all three of those dragons, it will be, I mean, absurd. Like that, I kind of want to see it happen just because of how crazy it would be. But if they don't, I don't think that is any knock on what a good team they are. They have shown big improvement since the last WBC, and I think the future is really bright for Team Canada.
Do you think, I think everyone at the start of this tournament figured that it would be USA and Japan in a rematch in the final? Is that what everyone that you've talked to, and basically what you've thought from the Athletic point of view?
I think the Dominican Republic is probably right up there, and honestly, U.S. has looked a little bit beatable. Like even against Great Britain and Brazil, like it took them a while before they really started scoring. So that lineup hasn't really done what we expected it to. Meanwhile, the Dominicans have just been like, when they hit their next home run, they will tie a record for most home runs in a World Baseball Classic. Right. Top to bottom, that lineup is just crazy. So I don't know. I think right now I've got to probably say the Dominicans are my favorite to win right now, which is not something that I probably think I would have said. In fact, I know that I didn't say it coming in, but just watching these teams play, they've looked great, and they look like they're just having the best time. They look the loosest of all of the teams.
Levi Weaver with us on the Kevin Karius Show here on Sports 1440. I want to slip over to Major League Baseball, talk a little Blue Jays with you for a moment, Levi, and what you thought they did in the offseason, and you think they can get close to what they did last year, so close to winning a World Series. Is this a team that is good enough to get back to the big finale, the big stage, in another World Series appearance?
I think so. They did as much as anybody over the offseason to improve their team. They did not rest on their laurels. They were aggressive in free agency, and I think something that I've been looking forward to as I've watched the offseason develop is, the Yankees were already a very good team. They kind of stood pat, but they're getting Garrett Cole back at some point this year. The Blue Jays improved. The Orioles improved a lot. The Red Sox improved their rotation. The Red Sox rotation might be the best in baseball. That American League East is going to be so much fun to watch. Maybe fun as an objective third party. Maybe not as fun if you're a big fan of one of the teams, and it matters a whole lot if you win or lose. But that should be, in my opinion, the tightest division in the sport this year. And frankly, it would not surprise me if all three AL wildcard teams come from the AL East.
Well, that Boston pitching staff that you mentioned, them picking up not Ranger, Ronher Suarez, and to go along with Sonny Gray, and if you got Brian Bale as your fourth starter and Garrett Crochet as your ace, I'm sort of kind of agreeing with you here, Levi. That rotation is unbelievable.
Yeah. I think that if they, I don't know if they're going to improve the lineup any further at this late stage, but they might not have to. That rotation is so good, and Roman Anthony is going to be in his second year as a big leaguer, so if he takes a step forward, and that's maybe that's the improvement that they need in their lineup. But that's just such a tough division.
Yeah. You mentioned Baltimore. Do they have enough pitching?
Never. Nobody ever has enough pitching. I think they could stand to have picked up another, top of the rotation guy. I like Shane Baz a lot. But I don't think that they have quite enough pitching. But if they can hang in there until the deadline, there are always arms available. And hey, guess what? Lucas Giolito is still a free agent. I think that he would be a great fit in Baltimore. So we'll see. I'm a little surprised that he's still out there right now, but yeah, it's not too late for them to make an addition. We still got a couple weeks till opening day.
Yeah. When you look at the Yankees and you say about pitching, I mean, Schlittler had a really good end to the season after he was called up. What do you think is going to happen with Ryan Weathers in this starting rotation? This is a guy that when he's on, but when he's off, I mean, he is really off.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, but the Yankees, they have enough pitching depth that if it all goes haywire for him, it's not the end of the world for the organization. And that's a nice position to be in, because if it doesn't go haywire for him, hey, that's looking like a really tough pitching staff for them.
Yeah. They sent Spencer Jones down a couple of days ago. Also, Jason Dominguez. Are they ever going to let this guy play in New York?
Right. Well, yeah, that's a good question. And honestly, I've been paying such close attention to the World Baseball Classic. I've kind of let slip my usual hawk eye towards spring training action. So I haven't seen what he's been up to in Grapefruit League games. But yeah, I mean, I used to cover the Rangers, and we watched, Joey Gallo and Nomar Mazara and, Ronald Guzman make their way up through the system. And kind of all of those guys were like, when is it going to be their time? And they finally came up, and to varying degrees of success. Some of them, Joey Gallo was an all-star. He was a Gold Glover. He was very good until he was traded to the Yankees. Mazara had 3 seasons where he just never quite became a superstar. He hit like exactly 20 home runs, couldn't quite put it together to the level that they expected him to, and then he was gone. So, is that the fate of Jason Dominguez? I don't know, but it is kind of starting to get to that point where your eyebrows go up and go, is this really the prospect that we thought we were seeing there?
Mm-hmm. Levi Weaver with us. One last one for you. Besides the USA-Canada World Baseball Classic quarterfinal, which game besides that one are you most looking forward to watching today and tomorrow?
Good question. I mean, the Dominicans have been so much fun to watch, but I tell you what, the one that I'm the most interested in is probably Puerto Rico versus Italy.
Yeah.
Italy has been on such a tear. It's, there are big leaguers on that team, but it's not really a team of big leaguers. And they've just been so much fun to watch. Puerto Rico is missing a lot of their better players because insurance companies are insurance companies. And, so, they're missing, I guess Francisco Lindor has injured his hamate, so he wouldn't have been able to play. But Carlos Correa, Jose Barrios was meant to join the team during this round. He can't get there. So there's a chance that Italy could beat Puerto Rico, and then, then they face off against, and again, it's probably Japan, but if anybody can knock off Japan, maybe it's Venezuela. So that'll be a good one too.
Did you know that Italy GM, Ned Coletti, Levi, is also a scout for the San Jose Sharks?
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I did not know that. So, hey, thanks for coming on as always, Levi. Really appreciate it. Enjoy Canada and the USA tonight. It should be a good one. Hopefully, the Canadians can give them a run.
All right, Dick.
That's Levi Weaver from The Athletic, covers Major League Baseball. Hey, Kelsey Mitchell has entered the studio. We'll talk to Kelsey, Olympic gold medalist, when we come back after the break on the Kevin Carey Show. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game day for the Edmonton Oilers as they wrap up their road trip with a stop in St. Louis tonight against the Blues. Both teams coming off a back-to-back on the road. Puck drop scheduled for just after 6 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starting right here on Sports 1440 at 5. Just one other game in the NHL. LA is out on Long Island to play New York. And in the PWHL, lone game tonight has Seattle taking on the Frost from Minnesota. In the BCHL, 2 teams locally at home. Spruce Grove Saints hosting Cranbrook at the Thompson Family Arena. Sherwood Park playing West Kelowna. Both those games getting underway just after 7. In the AJ, just outside the city, or ways outside the city, Devon is in Whitecourt. Grand Prairie hosting Drayton Valley, and Bonnyville takes on Lloyd Minster. In the association, Raptors back at it tonight, looking to snap a 2-game skid when they host the Phoenix Suns for a 5:30 tip-off from Scotiabank Arena. 7 of the games, including Detroit, hosting Memphis. The Knicks are in Indiana. Golden State plays Minnesota, and Cleveland up against the Dallas Mavericks. World Baseball Classic quarterfinals kicking off this afternoon. First, Korea will take on the DR, and Canada will take on the United States. First pitch just after 6 o'clock. Players' Championship from TPC Sawgrass. Canadian Corey Connors making a big push. He's atop the leaderboard right now, 9 under through 9 holes. And from Langley, BC, U of A, Pandas Volleyball begin their quest for national championship in quarterfinal action this afternoon. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Olympic gold medalist Kelsey Mitchell. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, the Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Tomorrow night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in Carbonite for the annual Star Wars game. Catch characters on the concourse for out-of-this-world selfies. Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. Plus, the Oil Kings will wear special Star Wars-themed jerseys that'll be auctioned and raffled off in support of Sorrentino's Compassion House.
7 p.m. tomorrow. Great family entertainment at Rogers Place starts at just $20 a seat. Save on day of game pricing now at oilkings.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We're the #1 dealer in the world. Just kidding. If we were, would you care? We're the #1 dealer in Canada. Still kidding. You probably still don't care. Tell you what you will care about, our March Madness sale going on right now. Discounts up to $30,000. And the grand opening of our Autoplex, a massive indoor showroom. No self-proclaimed titles, no iPads, no trips to Vegas or hockey jerseys, just a really good deal. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Booster Juice is going crazy for hazelnuts.
No, not crazy. Nuts.
Booster Juice is going bananas for hazelnuts.
I mean, there are bananas in smoothies, but that's not the point.
Banana juice is booster for hazelnuts.
What? Just stop.
Booster Juice is going nuts for hazelnut. Introducing the Nutty Monkey Smoothie, Holy Hazelnut Acai Bowl, and Nutty Booster Ball, all made with rich, creamy hazelnut spread. Try them today, only at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
At GS Construction, every winter plan becomes a spring project. Every repaired line and every improved system is how we build the next chapter of Edmonton's infrastructure. And we can't do that without the best and the brightest in the field. That's why right now, GS Construction is looking to hire experienced top men, pipe layers, and operators who can step in and hit the ground running. With a people-first mentality, career growth, and comprehensive benefits, why would you want to work anywhere else? To apply, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 furnace install company for sailors because they know the value of a warm port. And they sing, there was a ship who fought the cold, who sailed the sea with a furnace load. She brought the heat to IEG and her name was Legacy. Through icy wind and winter squall, her fire she burned for one and all with a comfort chugging guarantee, and her name was Legacy. No payments, no! Yep, no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. Don't trust just any port in a winter storm. Trust Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:01 in Edmonton. And time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, getting snakes deep and giving 110%. Day in and day out for all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca, as we are so lucky and excited to welcome in our guest to the studio here in West Edmonton Mall, Kelsey Mitchell, Olympic gold medalist. Good morning, Kelsey.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, great. Thanks for coming in. And we've been trying to lock you down here to come in studio for a while, but with your schedule, pretty busy, pretty tough.
Yeah.
So happy that you could spend some time with us. Just back from Italy. What was the experience like for you this time in the Winter Olympics? And we're going to talk a lot about the Summer Olympics, obviously, too.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, a lot colder.
Yeah.
But no, it was amazing. We were there for 3 weeks total in the Dolomites in Cortina. And so woke up every day and just saw the mountains with like a fake background. It was, stunning. Got to do the opening ceremonies in Cortina, which was really cool, more intimate than I think it was in Milan. And that was the first time I ever did an opening ceremony. So that was special. And got to do the closing, got to eat every day at the food court there. And yeah, it was cool, and got to go watch Alpine curling, cheer on Team Canada, and then got to compete at the very end. So we were there for about 3 weeks, and they're very early, and then had to stay focused and kill time, and then compete at the end.
Was that hard for you? Because you know, you're looking at everything. As you said, you're going to some events, but your focus is at the tail end of the game. So what was that like for you?
It was confusing. I felt like I was at camp, to be honest. So I mean, try not to stay too locked in too early on because drain yourself. But with cycling, we would fly in like 5 days maybe before competing, and then compete, and then we would get out. So it was different for sure, but obviously the excitement was constantly happening, and we were getting ready. And then once we started to get on the track again, it was kind of back to business.
What were the opening ceremonies like?
It was cool. They were smaller, so it was all kind of spread out across Italy. But yeah, it was cool. The whole town was out. They were up on their like balconies or porches. We walked through the main town. I believe it was 70 years ago they hosted the Olympics before, and we did the same route that they did when they walked the opening ceremonies then. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, it was just fun to be a part of it from the beginning, because I've only ever actually attended the closing. So to see from the start was special.
Way different between the summer and winter with, as you said, because it was 3 locales, I guess, to have just one when you were in Tokyo, say.
Yeah, but so for me, for Tokyo, I was 3 hours away from Tokyo. I was in Izu, in a smaller little community there.
Way different.
Yeah, and then in Paris, I was in a hotel outside of Paris. So yeah, to be there and to be with all the athletes made it feel more of the Olympic experience for sure.
So when the headlines are always, again, Canadian track cyclist turned bobsledder. And before we get to the RBC training program and everything like that, what was the turning point, the kicking point, that part in your life where you said, this is the next step that I want to try to be a world-class athlete in this sport?
Yeah. So 10 years ago, my parents got me a birthday gift, and it was to try the bobsleigh track in Calgary. Okay. So that was like the first moment where I kind of thought, oh my gosh, I could have a chance at competing for Team Canada at the Olympics. And so I tried out in Calgary and in Edmonton, and I wasn't fast enough or strong enough. And so they said, come back next year. Anyways, when I went to the RBC training ground, that was kind of my hope, was to go for bobsleigh, but then cycling was there, and they picked me up, and obviously that went really well. But yeah, I needed a change of environment. I'd been out in Ontario for 8 years and just was kind of burning myself out on the bike. And so changed it up, came to Calgary, and was just rehabbing, and there happened to be a camp there at the same time. And they asked if I wanted to try pushing the sled, and I think 21-year-old me would be mad if I didn't do it. So tried it. It was so much fun, and then I decided to go all in on that.
And did you try speed skating too?
Yes.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. I thought I'd be good at it. I really did. I have strong legs. I know how to skate, but it was tough.
I felt the same way. I when I was working in Calgary in '97, Katrina LeMaydon took some of the media out, and I thought, oh, this is going to be nothing. I was like, I can't even stand up, man.
Yeah. It's hard. It's weird. It's like there's no edge. So you have to, like, your legs are just firing at all times.
Ankles, like, I'm so used to that support. I was like, this is going to be easy. And then, I didn't even go around once. I was like, get me out of here. I'm just going to make an ass of myself.
Yeah. So. Very humbling experience. That's for sure.
Kelsey Mitchell with us in the Sports 1440 studio. So let's go way back. And you're at the University of Alberta, and you're a soccer player. But even before that, you were at NAIT, correct? So we had actually a texter when we said you were coming in. I said, well, from U of A to cycling to the bobsled and everything, and everyone's like, hey, never mind, she was at NAIT first, so might as well let's go back to that.
I actually NAIT, U of A, then back to NAIT. So apparently I like to jump around. But I went to NAIT and I played soccer there. I really just went to school to play soccer. My goal was to play for the Pandas. That was kind of a dream from when I was younger, and so I got to accomplish that. And then in my second year, I was dealing with a lot of injuries and just like wasn't playing super well, and I think I kind of had the point where I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to be a high-level soccer player, and I think I'll need to start thinking about what's next in my career. So I went back to NAIT, and I took instrumentation, engineering technology, like oil field trade, knew I'd get a good job after I graduated, and there were no jobs in 2017. And so I got a job driving a truck for Strathcona County, and that's when I had like 8 hours every day to think about what I actually wanted to do with my life, and realized sport was still very, very important to me. And then RBC Training Ground was kind of like my last hope to keep being an athlete.
What year was the RBC Training Ground for you?
2017.
2017. So when you went to that, where was it at the Butterdome, or where was it at?
No, I went traveling for 3 months to find myself, Southeast Asia. Came back and was kind of lost, didn't know what I was doing. And I'd heard about RBC Training Ground, and there's only one tryout left, and it was in Toronto. So telling my parents that I'm booking a last minute trip to Toronto, and they're like, why? And I'm like, I want to go to the Olympics. They're like, what sport? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Like, we'll find out. And so, yeah, now they're so supportive, but it was just kind of new. The program was brand new. We hadn't seen the success of it yet. And so, yeah, it was going out on a limb, but it was kind of my last chance.
So tell us about the RBC training program and what it's meant to where you are now.
Yeah, so it's aged 14 to 25. So when I attended, I was 23, so I was a little bit older. And it's any range of athleticism. If you are already at a high level in a sport, but you want that next step to be noticed by provincial or national coaches, you can go to this. If you want to find a new sport, if you just want to try it out and have fun for the day, it's a free event. It's in Edmonton tomorrow, but it's happening all over Canada, 20 different locations. And yeah, it basically just RBC believing in the youth and in the next generation and seeing who has potential.
So when you say, and you talked to your parents and you said, well, I don't know yet. I don't know what sport. So when you got to Toronto and you went to the RBC training ground, were there other specific, athletic events or the future maybe of another sport that you were like, okay, I'm going to try this, or how did it work that you ended up in cycling?
Yeah, well, I was really hoping bobsleigh. So that's the irony of it all now, full circle. But I thought bobsleigh would be for me. Like, I came from a running sport. I was built the same as a lot of the bobsledders at the time. And so I thought that was kind of my future. And then I did a vertical jump. So they test your speed, strength, endurance, and power. Just pure athleticism, no skill towards any sport. But I had a good vertical jump, and they said, you have good leg power. Let's see how you are on a bike. And so I got on a watt bike, which I'd never been on before, and I put out like 1,300 watts, and they were all impressed. I had no idea what it meant, but they were very excited, and they're like, you have potential. And that's kind of all I was hoping for, was someone to believe in me. And so they contacted me the next day, and they were like, let's get you back out to Milton and get you on the velodrome and see if you could be a fit.
So do you know what 1,300 watts are now?
Well, now I do. Now I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
So what is it?
Shoot. It's a seated all-out 6-second effort. So it's basically just your peak power. Yeah, how quickly you can get up to speed and hit that peak. So you would hold probably like 200 watts, someone who's quite fit on a ride for an extended period of time. I'm trying to think of what a good reference is. Probably, I don't think I've hit much higher than that since then. So even training it full time, I just had a natural power on the bike, which has been good. But the record actually, it held for a few years, but it recently was broken at the last final for training ground. So, but it was nice to see it go. So that's hopefully the next girl is going to have a lot of potential on the bike.
Kelsey Mitchell with us in studio, Olympic gold medalist in 2020 in Tokyo. So when you went back to Milton, like right now, and we're going to get to the velodrome here because technically it's probably better than what's in Milton now, the new one. But when you went to Milton, what was that experience like? Because now you're going, and that's like you say, in 2017, we got a few more years. You're going to start to get on the World Cup circuit and things like that. What was that transition and that process for you?
Yeah, so I actually started training full-time in Edmonton. So I was joining in the winter, a brand new sport where I was used to like kind of running around, moving, where I was trying to learn how to ride a bike, a stationary bike inside, staring out at -30 at the snow. But I just didn't love it at first. I was uncomfortable on the bike seat. My only relationship with cycling was if I'd rolled an ankle and I had to like spin on a spin bike and I couldn't run. So it wasn't a super positive relationship. But then I was slowly getting better and better and showing potential, and I started to enjoy it that much more. And then in May 2018, so a couple months after I had started cycling, the national team invited me to come out for a camp and actually be moving on the velodrome. And so went out there, and I was terrible compared to them. I was a hazard out there. I was messing up people's warm-ups. Like I was trying as hard as I possibly could, but I just wasn't as fast as them. I couldn't get in the aero position. And it was like just a very frustrating experience because I obviously hate being bad at things, but it slowly started to get better and better. And like looking back, it was a very fast transition. But obviously in the moment, I'm like, oh, why am I not better? Like I'm trying as hard as I possibly can, but not seeing the results and catching up to the team. But yeah, so 2018 was kind of the year where I was all in, and they invited me to come to nationals. And then after nationals, I was invited on the team. And so then I moved out to Ontario.
Wow. Was it the bank of the velodrome? What was it that you were, like you said, you hadn't done it before. Yeah. What was the where you couldn't get to that level that you wanted to as fast as you wanted to?
Yeah, it was more just technical ability pedaling the bike. Like I wasn't as efficient yet. I didn't have the leg speed. Like I was comfortable at moving my legs at like 60 rotations per minute, where they're riding at 100 to 120 and they're comfortable at that. And so that alone was a steep learning curve. And then I just didn't have the flexibility yet. I wasn't used to bending in half and being arrow and tucking my elbows. So I was a sail without, like, with my arms straight, pedaling this bike. And so it's just all these little things add up and it makes you that much faster. And so it was just, I knew I had the power. It was just more so learning to pedal correctly and get arrow.
So who were your coaches back in 2018 that helped you get to that level where you go to the 2020 Olympics and reach the pinnacle?
Yeah, well, so I started in Edmonton with the Juventus Club at the Argyle Velodrome with Alex and Gregor was my coach. And it's such a great group. I came from team sports, which I loved. Coming to an individual sport is a lot harder. It's kind of all on you, but it was, just a really supportive group, especially being new to the sport at an older age. And then from there, when I moved out to the national program, I was with the team there, with the sprint coach there, and all the support, and just seeing what high performance sport was in Canada for the first time. And it was really impressive. Like we had nutritionists, I was getting physio, and I was like, this is amazing. It was incredible. And so that was kind of how high the bar was set for me with high performance in Canada. And then just throughout the years, like obviously we've lost some funding, and then switching to bobsleigh and seeing the winter sport and the funding for that and the support for that, it was just kind of night and day. And so I've seen like a full spectrum of what sport is in Canada, which is kind of cool. But yeah, moved out to Ontario and was training there full time, and went to Pan Am Games, won a gold medal there, and then set a world record, and then did the World Cup season and qualified for the Olympics in 2020. And then obviously COVID happened. And so a year delay, but it was a blessing in disguise for me. And yeah, went to the Olympics and was able to bring home a gold.
When you were talking about that transition from team to individual, what did you make of that? What were some of the obstacles for you? Did you like it? How long was that time where you're looking around? I'm like, oh, hey, I'm by myself here.
Pros and cons to it. Like at first, I didn't love it. I missed having my teammates. Working together for a common goal is something that like I really liked about sport. And so being out there on your own was kind of daunting, and all the pressure was on you. But then I learned to really appreciate it, because it was like all the hard work that I put in versus someone else, and it was all on me. And I kind of learned to love that. And then as I progressed through my sport, through my athletic career, I started to miss the team and like miss the environment of all working together and having the same goal. And so I think that's also what helped with bobsleigh, is it is a very team sport. And so I got to have that aspect back, which I really loved and missed.
Well, that's the cool thing, because you kind of, and I mean, it's not like a soccer team, but you sort of come full circle where again, you're relying on someone else.
100%. Yeah, those bobsleds are heavy and you cannot move them alone. And so just seeing everyone work together, even if you're not getting in the sled, was like really special and cool to see, and kind of reminded me how important team is.
You say just how heavy they were tough to move, obviously. Was it what you expected? And you said you tried it when you were a lot younger, but now you're a little older and you're probably stronger than what you were when you first tried it.
Yeah, they're still heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very different than what I expected. Like you see at the Olympics, the sled brought to the line, and then you see them go down, and then the sleds moved off, and you're like, oh, cool, that's a cool sport. But it's like, there is so much work that goes on in the background. Like we're moving those sleds, we're polishing those runners for hours, we're getting it ready to go down, and we're driving it across Europe to all the different races. And it's like kind of on the athletes, where in cycling, I would have my bike ready for me. I would barely touch it on race day because I was getting ready to race. So it was just, night and day from cycling to bobsleigh.
And I'm betting that, say, teams from Germany have technicians and a larger staff and a larger contingent to help out with that compared to smaller Canadian teams.
Yeah, it was very apparent on the international stage, seeing the gap with funding and support between Canadian bobsleigh and the rest of the world.
We're going to talk about funding and training possibilities and where that can go and where it needs to go. And unfortunately, we only talk about it every 4 years, it seems, in our country. And we've had many athletes on that are Olympians. And, we had Brendan McKay on who won bronze, in Italy. And we talked about his journey. And we're going to talk about that with Kelsey Mitchell when we come back on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Are you looking for an affordable business, group, or team outing this season? Why not catch the excitement of a game with the 5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints? With extremely affordable group and suite packages available and some of the lowest food and drink prices around, Saints games are the perfect night for your next group event. Get your group in on the action. For more information, visit sgsaints.ca.
Mr. Rooter kinda speaks French.
Je m'appelle Monsieur Rooter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Rooter. Your name is Mr. Rooter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Oui, right this way.
For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Rooter.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and if you want your trailer to be ready for May long weekend, the time to make your plan is not in the spring, it's now.
Everyone wants to be ready to hit the great outdoors at the same time, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob, but a little foresight can have your camping plans firmed up while everyone else is putting it off for later. At No Bull, we're building our spring startup schedules now, so it's a good time to get on our list.
And there's only so many RVs you can work on between then and now, right, Rick?
It's a zero-sum game, Bob. We have a finite number of RV techs and service bays. We're working every day from now until the busy season, and there's one thing I'll guarantee. Every spring startup slot for May long weekend will be reserved by April 1st. So if you want to spend Victoria Day in the great outdoors instead of wishing you were in the great outdoors, drop by or give us a call now. You'll thank me later.
And that's no bull.
NobleRV.ca.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1021 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're so lucky to have Kelsey Mitchell, Olympic gold medalist in cycling, with us in studio. Segment number 2. Kelsey, thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
No problem.
It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm learning a lot about watts and everything. You know? Someone texted in and said Karius could get to about 85 watts. I don't even know if I could reach 85.
No, you could.
I don't know. Yeah. So maybe I just want to go back to Paris and leading up, and you weren't sure if you were going to be going to Paris. When did you find out after you were on the World Cup? And I think I saw the last race was January 11th in Saint Moritz, if I'm correct on that.
For Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were, the qualifying period was from October until January.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how many sleds we would qualify until the last race, which was actually January 20th. I believe. So I wasn't even in that race. So I had done the best I could, had as fast a push as I could throughout the season. And then it was just kind of seeing where I ranked among the other brakemen. And so we were able to qualify 3 sleds, which was very exciting, which means 3 brakemen were going and then 2 alternates. So there was 6 of us on tour. So 5 of us were going to be able to go to the Olympics. And then it was a matter of if I would be racing or not. And so, yeah, got the call, I think on Tuesday, January like 28th or something like that, and then we left on the 31st.
So it was pretty bang bang.
Yeah, no, it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, well, at least you got to spend a lot of time in Italy, as
Oh
you
my
said.
goodness.
So,
Yeah, it was stunning. In November we got to go there for about 2.5 weeks and just be in Cortina and be on the track there. And yeah, I am Rocky Mountain fan all the way, but the Dolomites are pretty amazing.
All the pictures that we saw nightly, I mean, it's just unbelievable. As you said, sometimes it doesn't even look real.
No, it looks like a fake background.
Looks like a painting or something like that. So out of the 2 sports that you pick that go to the Olympics, might be the most costly, for individuals. There are other sports, obviously, but I mean, the costs that come to, with being a bobsledder and a cyclist, I don't even know where we're at here. But so how do you look at how the financing goes? We've discussed that with many Canadian Olympians, and unfortunately, we talk about it every 4 years. The funding, what the government has put forth to try to get more money, they haven't been able to do that in the last couple of years. But there is monthly funding that has increased as well. So where are you at with this as far as, the funding that you need? And obviously, you're doing other stuff to try to get to events and things like that.
Yeah, it's tough, especially competing internationally. You see what other countries get, and it's just like, how are we supposed to be able to compete with them when they have more funding, more support? I think Canada, the world's in a tough spot with funding, and sports is usually the first to lose out. But I don't think there's been an increase from the government for sport in 20 years, which is crazy. If you think of it like a business, if you're not investing in your business or at least matching inflation, I don't know how you can expect it to succeed or be successful. Obviously getting the increase monthly. If you're a carded athlete in Canada, you're able to get a funding from the government, which comes every month. And at the highest level possible, I believe it's $2,100 a month, which is amazing. And we're very grateful for it. But obviously to live off of that and do this long term, it's quite tough. And so getting sponsors or going to events and trying to get people behind you and on your team is part of the job, which I didn't realize early on, that would kind of be what you're doing as well as an athlete. After winning a gold medal, so many people are like, oh my gosh, you must be rich. And I'm like, well, I won a gold medal in track cycling in Canada. So it's not the most common sport, but the support is there. It's just the financial where we're really lacking.
Well, this was facilitated by our friend Corey Bablitz, and now he's taking you on and helping you out, being from Bablitz Wealth Management, also RBC. So how has that helped you and made you able to do and continue training and things like that.
Yeah, I've met some amazing people who have supported me through my career so far, and big shout out to them because I wouldn't have been able to do the bobsleigh season without them. It was a $25,000 team fee, which out of pocket, and just joining the sport and not knowing that I'd have to pay that would have been a lot just out of pocket. So very grateful for them. And then obviously RBC, with the RBC training ground, it's helping fund the next generation of athletes. And then there's an RBC Olympian program. And if you're a part of that, you can get funding from them to continue training at the highest level possible. And so, yeah, it's tough. And I think that we did the best we could in Italy with what we had, but Canada's kind of wondering what happened. Like, why aren't we on the top step? Why aren't we on the podium? Why aren't we competing with the best in the world? And I think it all kind of had to happen for Canada to see and kind of be upset and get behind their athletes again.
Yeah, for you being a bobsledder, and I threw the 4 years at you in the commercial break. You went, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's 2030. It's a long time away because we've got another Summer Olympics in between at 2028. But let's look at the future here in 2026 and 2030. And even though you say I want to take a little time here to think about things, but obviously, you always think about stuff like that when you're at the top of the heap, especially in cycling.
Yeah, I love being an athlete. I love representing Canada. It's my dream, and I'm getting to live my dream. And so I want to do it as long as I'm competitive for as long as I can. And so, yeah, the goal is to get back on the bike and go for LA 2028. And then we'll reevaluate after that. I'm getting older. I'm watching all my friends, get married, have kids, and start a family, and financially be doing very well. And so it's like, how long am I going to put that off? And how long am I going to be willing to be making very minimum wage and support my life and career? So yeah, it'll be some tough decisions to make, but right now I'm enjoying my time off and then excited to get back at it and then hopefully be back competitive for 2028.
Well, you gave me a kind of a perfect segue to bring in your boyfriend here. And I got to get the name right. I'm going to ask you too, but I think it's Stefan Bodicher. Am I close?
Close, yeah.
Okay, can you just tell us? You got to say it from the horse's mouth here.
Okay, Bodicher is the right.
Bodicher?
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Easy, just flows off the
not
tongue.
bad. So from Germany?
Yeah, I'm from Germany.
Yeah.
Visiting here, my girlfriend, and spending time together.
That's cool. So, and then you come at the worst time. It's like minus 19 today. It's supposed to be spring out here.
Yeah, I kind of used to it. I was here before, so it was even colder. So
Christmas time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, so please come in the summer. Yeah. You'll go between the two, Christmas and don't we have the best summers here?
Yes, and he doesn't seem to come in the summer. Issue.
Yeah, she's trying to sell me the Canadian summer. I haven't experienced it here in Edmonton, just in Ontario a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to spend summer here.
How did you guys meet? And what?
Cycling.
Cycling,
Yeah. World Cup in Milton. Yeah.
Yeah, had to impress her on the cycling stage. Yeah, I'm a track cyclist as she's doing like 50% of the time now, being a bobsledder and a track cyclist. And that's how we met. And spend the time together, fell in love, and
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm in
cool.
love, look at that.
And even we were in the commercial break, we were talking about Leon Draisaitl and his popularity in Germany.
Yeah, he's not pretty famous. I just read in Germany, because he's I just recently read an article on a big German newspaper about him, and he was just explaining he's not even mad because he's not around. It's not a pretty common sport in Germany. We have football or soccer, you say, and it's above everything. And there's all the focus on. And he said he's loving the city of Edmonton, and he has been in the best country he can think about for his sport. So
he's selling Canada for me.
So I was just mentioning, Leon is doing a very good job, I think, for Edmonton people liking German. So good city to be here.
He actually knew about Edmonton, not from Leon.
Oh, how was that?
Oh yeah, Alfonso Davis.
Oh, well, Bayern Munich for sure. Yeah, Alfonso Davies. Yeah, got hurt again the other day, so hopefully he's going to be okay for the World Cup coming up here in Canada. That'll be an exciting time for sure. So, Kelsey, also too, you haven't seen the velodrome yet in its finished stage, but you're going to go to the new velodrome tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yep. The RBC training grounds being hosted there. The first one of the season, actually. So, yeah, get to attend an RBC training ground event
Mhm.
in Edmonton in a velodrome, which is pretty crazy and full circle for me. So
Yeah. And like, again, this is a world-class facility now moving forward. So instead of people going to Milton, they're going to be coming here.
yeah, which is great. Like it's a dream come true. I think obviously for the western half of Canada, there's 2 velodromes now out east, one in Quebec in Bromont, and then one in Milton. And so to have one out here and have the athletes coming through, and it's just it's a game changer. And I think this is kind of what we need to be investing in the future in Canada. Not the niche sports, but a little bit smaller sports, and getting more kids involved in sport.
Well, it'll be a little better than Argyle, huh?
Argyle had its it was bumpy.
It had its character.
Yes, it was. It's where I learned.
Yeah.
So I have it was,
I walked the track. I was doing a story on a young man. I can't remember his name now. Oh, young guy before when I was at Global, and I walked the track, and I was like, ooh, this is like,
well, I started in October, and I rode it bundled up in like a winter coat. My coach said, go do 15 laps. I was by myself. I was freezing, and it was just so bumpy, so uncomfortable. And I'm like, what am I doing? And anyways,
they their dip would blow off the lower level. Right? That's what they
blow the
would
snow off. Yep.
Exactly. When I was reading your Olympic bio, you mentioned Georgia Simmerling. So tell me about the importance of Georgia.
Yeah. I love her. I need to update it. It's been a while, but she did alpine skiing, and then she did ski cross, and then she did track cycling. So she competed at 3 different sports at the Olympics. And first time I met her, it was just good vibe. She's a great person, great role model, and just likes to work hard. And I think I really bonded with her over that. And then she's in Calgary now, and so I got to see her quite a bit. And she's married to Steph LeBay, and have 2 little twin girls, and they're just the next phase in life. And so she's doing really well, and I definitely admire her work ethic and what she did with sport in Canada.
Kelsey Mitchell with us on Sports 1440. What did the next, several months look like for you? As you said, you have to take some time because it's such, I can't imagine how overwhelming the training and everything else is when you get to the Olympics. And, I kind of look at the hockey players, they go right back into it. And, the other athletes they get some time to kind of, rest and decompress and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think with all my wisdom now that I've learned, rest and recovery is so important. And I think when I started, it was just go, go, go. And I was seeing success and getting the results, and I didn't want to stop. And then leading into Paris, I just burnt myself out and promised myself I wouldn't do that again. And so taking some time and letting the body recover, the mind, letting me be away long enough to actually really miss the sport and want to come back, because the next 2 years will be a grind. Qualification starts this October for LA. And so it'll just be like getting back on the bike, getting my fitness back. I've lost a lot of my endurance, so slowly getting that back. And there's Commonwealth Games that comes up end of July. We'll see where I'm at for that. If I think I could be competitive, then I'd love to go. But
where
if
are
not,
they at?
they're in Glasgow.
Okay.
And then if not, it would be Worlds in October would kind of be the next goal.
So what other sport are we looking at here? There's got to be another one on the back burner.
Yeah,
huh?
people keep saying this, and I'm like, well, really, I'd like to try rowing, but honestly, I've missed the bike, and I'm just so excited to get back to it. I know I can be good at it. I know it can be one of the best in the world, and so just excited to get back at it.
Did you ever go down to the Edmonton Rowing Club?
No, I haven't, but I have some rowers who medaled in Tokyo and Paris, and asked if I could ever go with them, and they're like, anytime you want to get on the boat, we'll go.
You got to try it.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, kayaking, maybe. I don't know.
Well, rowing's more full body leg, I think, and
probably
my
with that
upper body's
extension.
not there.
Yeah, with that extension. So, well, thanks so much for coming in. This has been a hoot, a lot of fun. Nice meeting you, Stefan.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
It's been great, and hopefully we can chat again soon. Enjoy some time off here, and maybe go to the Oilers game on Sunday, and you guys can see Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Maybe go to the morning skate, talk to him, see what he says.
Yeah, start speaking. He'd probably be pumped.
Oh,
fellow German.
Hey, there are
speaker.
so many people that come over, like tours, and he makes they'll come to the morning skate.
Yeah,
and it'll be a party of 12 or 20 sometimes.
Really?
And then they'll stay after, and he signs some things.
Oh, nice.
And, talks German and whatever. So, but thanks so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. 833-401-1440. Did Corey Connors just put one in the drink, Duke?
He did. He was punching out from the thick of it and punched a little too good and rolled right into the crick.
He's leading right now at 9 under. That will change once he's done the 12th hole coming up here. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on Sports 1440 AM radio. And we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We're the number one dealer in the world. Just kidding. If we were, would you care? We're the number one dealer in Canada. Still kidding. You probably still don't care. Tell you what you will care about, our March Madness sale going on right now. Discounts up to $30,000. And the grand opening of our Autoplex, a massive indoor showroom. No self-proclaimed titles, no iPads, no trips to Vegas or hockey jerseys, just a really good deal. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Whether it's a house, a gas station, an apartment complex, or any new building going up above ground, the work always starts below ground. And that's where you'll find GS Construction. GS Construction ensures the first step, relocating utilities, installing new ones, and building the underground systems, is taken to make progress possible. But the work can't start without you. GS Construction is currently on the lookout for experienced top men, pipe layers, and operators. To apply, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Booster Juice is going crazy for hazelnuts.
No, not crazy. Nuts.
Booster Juice is going bananas for hazelnuts.
I mean, there are bananas in smoothies, but that's not the point.
Banana juice is booster for hazelnuts.
What? Just stop.
Booster Juice is going nuts for hazelnut. Introducing the Nutty Monkey Smoothie, Holy Hazelnut Acai Bowl, and Nutty Booster Ball, all made with rich, creamy hazelnut spread. Try them today, only at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Karius to Low Tide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
Whoa, I gotta put some money on the game tonight. We hit our monthly budget. Whoa, how did you get in here? I'm you, the responsible you. We're right. We'll play another time. Sounds more like us.
If you gamble, use your game sense. Visit GameSenseAB.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Irrelevant Saskatchewan history. Kevin's got it. But first, catch the exclusive interviews and stories nobody else has. The Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1041. In Edmonton. Can't beat Sonny James to close out the week. Text 833-401-1440. Hey, what do you think's going to happen tonight in St. Louis? Oilers taking on the St. Louis Blues. It's the third meeting of the season between the two teams. Back-to-back for both teams. The Blues were in Carolina last night. It is a 2-hour and 15-minute flight from Raleigh to St. Louis. The Oilers were obviously in Dallas, where they got throttled 7-2. It is about an hour and 40-minute flight from Dallas to St. Louis. So the Oilers would have arrived earlier than the Blues did last night. Having said that, being lucky enough to be on the Oilers charter quite a few times, when they're on a back-to-back or, coming home after a late game, the pedal's to the metal up there. They're not exactly saying, we'll just sort of throw her on cruise and whatever. They're making up time, as much time as they possibly can. What's that, dude?
Is that not a Seinfeld bit? He's like, yeah, we're making up some time in the air. What do you mean making up time? Why are you not going as fast as you can all the time?
Well, I think, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to burn too much fuel.
But I'm sure that's a consideration.
Yeah.
Like, if you're driving your truck or your car, do you burn more gas when you're driving down the QE2 at $140 or when you set cruise at 110?
That's right. So that's one of the things.
Especially if you're into the headwind, trying to maintain that higher speed, obviously.
Absolutely.
Burn some more. But if you got a favorable tailwind,
that's
you can drive faster and burn less gas.
That's right.
It's all about the science, Kev. We might not be a math show, but we're a big science show.
That's right. Yeah. We could figure, it's like the
Scientology, maybe.
The electric train going 40 miles an hour and the wind going the other,
What is the net speed?
Well, which way does the smoke blow? That's what the question is, right?
Sure.
Well, then, the electric train doesn't blow smoke.
Is that what was written on your physics diploma question?
That's why I lost. That's why.
You're just reading it. You're just like, wait a minute. You write then that answer like the train doesn't blow smoke. They're like, Kevin, nowhere in this question did it say it was an electric train.
MTR says, what's the food like on the charter, Kevin? Well, it's not airplane food, I can tell you that.
Some good gabagool.
Well, how it works is you have the coaches and the athletic staff, and then there's media. Well, there used to be. Now there is no media. Except for
the team broadcasters would be on the plane.
That's it. And, I think Gene and Louie get to go sometimes.
Does that not fall under team broadcasters?
No, it doesn't.
Because I know they're technically sports and employees, but they are the
sometimes
teams.
They're not always on. Like that's the way it is.
Like they're flying on the same flight as Spec on the closest commercial one, or what?
Yeah. And that may have changed as far as, because, with how Jack has gone over to TV. But before that, it was always, it was just the Ched guys. And now it's changed, I think, a little bit. But for the most part, there's no other media except for that. And then they have about a 10 or 12 foot buffet table with everything you could possibly imagine. And then obviously the food. And for the media guys, they're all like, when I was doing the games with Rod Phillips, Rod would have his 2-3 reds and a scotch. And I actually had several reds as well, especially after a win, Duke. It was always a good feeling. But the other thing too, MTR, is that there was one of the first games that I ever did was coming back from Washington, and like a 5-hour flight. And I had the 2 seats total beside me. I couldn't touch the seat in front of me. I had a TV right beside me. And there was a movie that I don't even know if it was out on video yet. I had a Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar in one hand and a big glass of red wine in the other. And the flight attendant, and it's the same crew all the time. Andrea was her name. She came and sat beside me and said, "Is everything all right?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "I have it better here than I have it at home." And that's how nice it is on the charters, for sure. So what do you think happens tonight? It's the third meeting of the season for these two teams. The last time they met, Connor Ingram had a shutout. 27 saves. It was January 18th at Rogers Place. The Blues won the other game at the Enterprise Center, I guess they call it now. 3-2 was the final in that game earlier in, I think that was November. So Duke had it in or out. You win tonight. That's 3 out of 4. That is a successful road trip, man. That is, like, if you were going and saying, okay, if you could get 4 out of a possible 8 points, I think most people would be happy with that. But now that you've got 4 already in the bank, you got to look at the mentality as these are the St. Louis Blues. This is a team out of the playoffs. This is a team that got rid of Shen, got rid of Falk. Who else did they get rid of, Duke? Anything? I don't know. Those were the main two.
Well,
guys.
that's they did not end up getting rid of Parayko or Thomas,
Yeah.
obviously, but a team that was in clear sell-off mode at the deadline.
As Gregor said, it's Binnington played last night, so you're going to get Hofer. Maybe that's worse. You think Binnington, but Binnington's been good since the break, since the Olympic break, and he's come back and he's played well. He's one of those guys that has continued to play, at that good level. So I don't know. You got a feeling on this one, Duke, tonight?
Well, Kev,
What's the over-under?
I'll tell you this. I was supposed to say, I was like, I will, for the third week in a row, be betting the over on this hockey game.
6.5.
Just 2 games tonight, and I am in fact seeing 6 at Sports Select. Wow, free money.
6.
I'm seeing 6. Now, you can look at this a couple different ways, I suppose. Both teams in the second half of a back-to-back, so fatigue potentially playing a role. What do teams do when they are maybe a little bit on the more tired side? Ease back a little bit, try and win a bit of an ugly game, especially at the conclusion of a road trip for the Oilers here, and in what are a very important 2 points from their own perspective in the Pacific Division and Western Conference standings. So could you see a bit of an uglier, grittier 2-1, 3-2 type hockey game? Yeah, I suppose so. But at the same time, the Blues have been playing their best brand of hockey here in the last couple weeks. So tough turnaround for them, obviously coming back from Raleigh last night, but they're flying high. They just beat the Hurricanes, the best team in the Eastern Conference. I expect them to bring a very strong foot forward. And you talk about guys like Dylan Holloway, Phil Broberg, always a little extra.
Legend.
Oilers legend.
Draft legend.
Draft legend. It's playoff draft legend Dylan Holloway. Never quite got in the lineup.
No,
but there's always a little bit of an extra chip on their shoulder when they play against an old team, as is natural for anybody, I think, for the most part. So I'm still looking at over 6 goals in this game. Man, watching what the Oilers did last night, it's kind of tough to have much belief in them going into this, but you only have to rewind a couple days and they beat the Avalanche. So call me a pessimist, I suppose, but I if I was putting down a little 2-legger on one game, I'd be taking Blues to win and over 6 goals.
So the Kings play the Islanders tonight. So you got to think of this. If the Oilers don't win tonight and the Kings do win, that would put LA 3 back to the Oilers with 2 games in hand. So now again, you're treading water and you're looking
Sharks are 4 back with 3 games in hand, which you mentioned earlier. And then you go to the other side of that coin. The Oilers are just 2 back of Vegas, 3 back of Anaheim for the 2 higher seeds inside the division. And sandwiched in between the Sharks and Kings, by the way, are the Kraken, who are still kicking around, maybe the most quiet playoff contending team across the NHL this season. They continue to plod along and take care of their own business. So it's still very congested inside this somewhat meager Pacific Division to duke out not only who's going to make the playoffs, but who's going to get the 3 spots, who's going to be the wild card team and possibly waste 10 days against Colorado or Dallas.
Yeah,
man, it's exciting. Final, what are we talking? 12.5 games of the regular season here. There's lots to be decided across the board, not just for the Oilers.
What's on the go for you this weekend, Duke?
I am headed out to Manville, Alberta, the defending champion team of the Manville Rec Tourney. I was told by my good friend Scott Rowland, superintendent of the Manville Riverview Golf Course, who's one of the guys that puts together this squad, that due to the championship, they were running back the same club, which included me getting invited back. But I've played in this tournament for many years now. The other Rowland brother, Reed, Ty Arnold, Ben Clark, excuse me. Here's my curious thing, Kev. Last year, and I talked about this when I got back from Manville, the 3 guys, they're older guys, and I apologize, I can't remember their names off the top of my head. They started the tournament, this Manville Rec Tourney, however many years ago, 20, 30 years ago. They'd never won it. They won it last year, and a couple of them were playing with their kids on the team too, who I think were 18, 19 years old. Is that collection of old dogs and young buck coming back too? Because that proved imperative. We were playing for something a little extra. And oh, by the way, our goalie of record last year, Carson Soucy's brother, who some say is actually the best athlete in the Soucy family, father notwithstanding, because everyone agrees he's the best.
Are you staying in a hotel or are you going back?
A hotel? Have you been to Manville, Kevin?
I don't know. Is there what? Are you going to drive? You're not driving back? Are you
No. My buddy lives right across the street from the rink. I'll be crashing.
There's no hotel in Manville? Like a little Super 8?
The bar, they don't even have a bar anymore. The Manville bar closed a couple years ago, which is a real shame because I loved going there Really fun place. The owner was a bit of a nut. Got into some really interesting conversations with that guy over the years. But no, I think there's a new bar open, but I heard it's maybe not very good. I don't know.
Oh.
Either way, we'll be drinking in the dressing rooms. Maybe we'll head for a bite to eat somewhere in town. A little shindig at Buddy Guy's house. All to be determined, Kev. I'm taking a cooler full of beer with me. I'm taking my hockey bag, and I'll be back for Tropics game hopefully Sunday night with another Manville Rec tourney
You're
ring in my
gonna walk
pocket.
in again on Monday like Kramer after the AIDS walk.
But guess what? I'll be here all the same.
Josh Fenwick, plans on tomorrow. So you're coming in. Do you got the Triple S before Hoop City? And then also, did you watch the BAM or did you read the BAM interview?
I did not read the BAM interview. No, I went looking for it and then promptly gave up.
So you're going to be arguing this with Paul Sir a little
I'll
bit?
go and read the BAM interview. I'll go find it or I'll watch it online or something. So yeah, I'll watch that because I have my own personal opinions about what BAM did. Historic night. Deserves to be celebrated. Nonetheless, don't care how they got there. So yeah, we're doing the Triple S and then I'll be doing Hoop City. And I believe right after that, I have to confirm with Declan that he confirmed with Donovan because it was his job. But we're doing a little thought experiment essentially that will be going up on our YouTube sometime next week. That was brought up on the Lowdown with Low Tide, so we'll be recording that tomorrow afternoon with Mackenzie, Declan, and Donovan and I, and then get to see my sister tomorrow night. Get to hang out.
One question with you regarding the BAM 83.
Sure.
Is it? And I don't know if this is true or not. And I don't know if it was the Wizards broadcasters or the Heat. Did someone say when he was at 81 he should have just stopped at 81?
I don't believe anyone said that on the broadcast. I can't
That's
remember.
where I thought it was on the broadcast.
But that's entirely possible. I don't remember that, but I know that was the big thing online. Was all the Lakers fans were saying, "Oh, he should have stopped at 81." There was an Athletic article that said he should have stopped at 81, and my clear-cut argument for that is records are made to be broken. Cry your eyes out. So, yeah, that's where I stand on that.
Well, it's not a record, Duke. It's above average.
Well, true, because it's not a record. Wilt still is the record.
Most points in an NBA game since the NBA-ABA merger.
Most points in an NBA game that was captured on film.
This is also true.
We still don't know if Wilt actually did it, Kev.
Tyrese Halliburton now believes. He said, I saw Bam score 83. I believe that Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points.
Good show. Good week, fellas. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Roshep T-Bird,
Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne. At 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell. We've got the Jason Gregor show at 2 o'clock till 5. And that's when Andrew Walker will be in the studios with Donnie P and Landon Ferraro with the pregame show Puck Drop, Oilers and Blues around 6:08. Hey, World Baseball Challenge, same time as well. Great night of sports viewing. Fox Sports all night until the Triple S at 9. Paul Sir and Josh Fenwick with Hoop City from 10 to 12 tomorrow. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you are thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Hey, thanks for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. And thanks for all the great texts and all the great interaction. We could not do the show without you. Hope you have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend, too. We're back with you at 7 bells Monday morning with Eddie Steele. Until then, here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Game day for the Edmonton Oilers as they finish off their road trip with a stop in St. Louis against the Blues. Rubber match season series tied at 1 apiece. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. Pregame coverage right here on Sports 1440 starting at 5. Only other game in the NHL tonight has the LA Kings out on Long Island playing New York, and in the PWHL, just one game tonight as well. Seattle is in Minnesota taking on the Frost. VCHL, Spruce Grove Saints at home against Cranbrook from the Thompson Family Arena, and the Sherwood Park Crusaders taking on West Kelowna. Both those underway from 7 o'clock. In the AJ, just outside the city, Bonnyville is hosting Lloydminster, and 8 games total in the association, including the Toronto Raptors at home for a tilt against the Phoenix Suns, looking to snap a 2-game skid. That one tipping off at 5:30 from Scotiabank Arena. Elsewhere, Detroit hosting Memphis, Knicks are in Indiana, Houston playing New Orleans, and the Bulls take on the Clippers in the nightcap. World Baseball Classic quarterfinals getting underway today with the DR, Dominican Republic, playing Korea first. And then at 6, first pitch scheduled, Canada will play US of A. Players' Championship from TPC Sawgrass. Canadian Corey Connors, bit of a stumble, putting one in the drink. He's fallen back into third, but now just climbed back into a tie for first place at 8 under. He's through 13 holes at the moment. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.